can't be serious. I mean, really though? You mean to tell me that them Voltrons went out like that? Hey, yo, Nims, let me hold this for a minute.
Bong bing, close the train doors. The broom swept, can't believe they got old Ford. Kyrie, you a problem child. Well, Ho said, shit, let me move my bowels. Bong bing, this must be a dream. I thought I saw Spike with the other team. Bong bing, what we talking about? No matter who's on your team, you in the Knicks house. That playing game don't mean you won inside the playoffs. Don't even talk to the media, take that jersey off. The 4 games I'm tuned in, you had the city watching. Don't even watch Philly play, just watch James Harden. That switch pick, never mind, I let my man take him. And now Katie having nightmares of Jason Tatum. That famous line by Loaded Lux that you gon' get this work. Don't talk to me about Ben, he said his back hurt. Like Kyrie, like Steve Nash, you can take the blame. Come next year, I'm going back to playing half them games. The truth be told, we don't care about your Barclays. When it comes to the city, this here's RJ's. My young gems right now, yeah, they on some shit. From Obi Toppin, I man your ass real quick. A line flip, no, I feel bad for Blake Griff. That's the loss you gotta take to win a championship. Now you back like the New Jersey Nets. What you thought your Final Four was cutting down the nets? Bong bing, close the train doors. The broom swept, can't believe they got old Ford. Kyrie, you a problem child. Well, Ho said, shit, let me move my bowels. Bong bing, this must be a dream. I thought I saw Spike with the other team. Bong bing, what we talking about? No matter who's on your team, you in the Knicks house.
When it comes to the city, it's all...
Salute everybody. The streets are buzzing. Hope everybody is well, ready to get into it and talk about this situation. As we know, SPIDA Mitchell is a Cleveland Cavalier. We're going to talk about the aftermath, what went down, where to from here. But salute to the chat out here, everybody. Hope everybody is well. What's good, Lee Phillips? Appreciate you, Will. How you doing, fam? Mets, Knicks fan, let's go. Salute. Mav, salute. Geraldine, what's good? Sharp Powers up in here. Pudge, nice. Appreciate you. And Lynn coming through. Thank goodness this fiasco is over. Swing and miss again. So many emotions, you know, so many things to talk about, so many questions that still remain as well. But first and foremost, as New York Knicks fans, we've been through the ringer, and we've been through so many of these situations before, and we're going to pick up the pieces. We're going to talk about what went down. We're going to move forward with this thing, with this season. You know, throughout this whole talk of the SPIDA Mitchell rumors and talk, you know, I was always saying that I'd be okay moving forward with this current squad, you know, and seeing what we have as well. To me, that's the silver lining with what's going to happen moving forward. Of course, you know, I'm disappointed that we won't get to see SPIDA Mitchell in the New York Knicks jersey as well. But I knew there was some percentage, you know, it wasn't a big percentage, but I was bracing myself for some percentage that, you know, Donovan wouldn't end up a Knick, you know, whether he would stay in Utah or just by any chance end up somewhere else. And that's exactly what happened. Also, I was surprised when I heard the news, wasn't completely shocked, but did I think it would be the Cleveland Cavaliers? No, that really didn't cross my mind, you know. But, you know, as we unpack what went down, as we talk about the offers that the Knicks threw out there, you know, to me, I'm relieved now. Relief is the feeling from my perspective. There's a bit of disappointment, and I know some fans are very disappointed as well. There's disappointment for me for different reasons. You know, the packages that we were offering were pretty hefty, you know, but ultimately it comes down from my point of view that Danny Ainge ultimately didn't want to deal with the New York Knicks. It just didn't seem that way. He was ticked off. Well, the Knicks didn't even get a chance to counter the offer. Whether or not Leon Rose overplayed his hand or not remains, you know, up to each individual. But at the end of the day, he put in a very, very good offer out there as well. Danny Ainge rejected it. You know, he didn't really want to deal SPIDA Mitchell to the New York Knicks, right? That's the way I see it. Now, the Knicks obviously withheld Quentin Grimes by all reports for all the offers as well. So we're going to talk up a big future for Quentin Grimes and the belief that this front office has in him and his impact moving forward. Reports that RJ Barrett, of course, was in the deal, and I'm not happy about that at all. But at the end of the day, glad that Ainge didn't acquiesce with this thing, right? And I tweeted it out. If you make the other GM happy, then you're getting fleeced at the end of the day. The Knicks played, they gave their best offer, and Ainge just wasn't interested, right? He wanted to be petty and not deal SPIDA to the Knicks, at the end of the day. But I'm good. I'm good for this season now, moving forward. We got our additions. We got our point guard. We got some moves still to come, which we'll talk about tonight. With Randall, Fournier, what's going to happen with Cam Reddish, all that kind of talk. But yeah, first and foremost, we've got to hit on the good, the bad, and the ugly with this whole situation out here. Now, the good is that the Knicks didn't get fleeced. At the end of the day, that would have been a fleecing, no doubt in my mind, had Ainge taken that package. People are guessing and wondering why he didn't take that package. I think it ultimately came down to, he liked the Cavs package a lot. And as we see the New York Post is, there are indications the Knicks never got the chance to make their very best offer because Danny Ainge fell in love with the Cleveland package. That did include the 3 unprotecteds, something that Leon held firm on, as well as Quentin Grimes as well. So yeah, the Knicks didn't get fleeced. That's great. And now for better or for worse, we get to see what we have. Well, RJ, Grimes, Obi, IQ, right? Large portion of this fan base and most fan base love our young core and want to see what they can be in this league, right? And we're going to get to see that now, right? No distractions, not just trying to go for box office as well. It's up to development now, and it's up to, investing in what we currently have with this thing. The bad to me is the reported offers out here as well. I'm glad Leon didn't budge on the selections, on the unprotected picks, but offering up RJ, offering up Obi, IQ, it's ugly to look at those reported offers out here. I'm just glad that Danny Ainge didn't accept it. At the end of the day, that would have been too far for me, right? Way too far. And of course, yeah, the Cavs and the Jazz now. Jazz move on, but the Cleveland Cavaliers got stronger. We can't ignore that. Cleveland Cavaliers now out in the East. Got a nice squad out there as well. It's going to be very, very intriguing. And the ugly is Ainge's pettiness. Well, as we see the below tweet, the Knicks personnel attending the Jazz Mavs playoff series didn't go well with the Utah Jazz. Zach Lowe reports that Ainge was severely pissed off with that thing. And yeah, it goes back to my belief that he ultimately just didn't want to deal with the Knicks. Whether the Knicks were too brazen in their negotiations may have played a factor in this thing. But I believe, Ainge's pettiness, and he didn't really want to deal SPIDA to the Knicks at the end of the day, and that's ugly. The Jazz were ticked off, and they never wanted to deal with us out here, fam. How we all feeling with this thing? Salute, Will. Yep, streets are buzzing no matter what with this thing, and I'm feeling relief. I'm feeling relief that we can move forward now. We see what these moves coming up are going to look like, but we get to see this young core in action now with this season. Whether we make the play-in or we miss out, we got a nice draft, and we've got plenty of picks still remaining, and our movable salaries out here as well. Now, the other side of the coin is, we don't get to see that 3-time All-Star with the New York Knicks right now, and I fully understand fans that are disappointed with this thing, right? Given the build-up, Leon's prize, he missed out, whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, to me, that the package was reasonable. The final package that the Knicks had on the table, right? It was up to Ainge. He just didn't take it. He didn't want to deal with the Knicks. Paul Butler, salute. No more talk about getting the next star, develop the young guys. Tell Coach Combe over, this is a make or break it year. Yep. Yeah, I feel that same way now, man. Yep. Now we get to put a halt on some of these star talks, right? We got Brunson, we got RJ Barrett. RJ's the focus of this thing, right? What a sliding doors moment up in here, ladies and gents. Our very own third overall pick now, maxed, extended, comes into a huge fourth year. RJ Barrett really I think he's gonna put New York on his back this season, and he's going to show what he's all about with this thing, right? Let's get rid of all these distractions out here. Pudge, let's get it. Salute. Astral off the chain. What's good, fam? Yep. Salute. Dem music. What's good? It's crazy how Brunson outplayed Mitchell completely in the playoffs. Yep. That's a great point, man. Yeah, as I move on from the initial shock of this all, my thoughts then turn to what you said. Jalen Brunson is really going to be, his impact is going to be on full display this season now. And I see in the chat, we got a nice matchup with Brunson, RJ, v Garland and SPIDA out here, right? That's going to be nice out here. Yep. Looking ahead. Yep. Geraldine, salute. Yankees, Knicks fans, let's go. Yep. Cameron says, I'm not mad. Knicks would have been fleeced if they traded for SPIDA, and it's really good that they kept RJ Barrett out of this deal. Yep. For better or for worse, fam, sometimes things just don't go according to plan. They did offer RJ Barrett, but like I said, huge sliding doors moment with this thing. And I really believe Danny Ainge just didn't want to deal with the Knicks, right? The Knicks' package was no doubt on par, at least on par with the Cavs deal, in my opinion. And this is the reported early deal that included RJ, IQ, Mitch, 3 unprotecteds, and that, yep. Pudge says, looking at IQ, D Rose, Grimes, Melo, and Hartenstein off the bench still. Yep, plenty of reasons to look forward to some good ball this season, in the orange and blue. And like I said, the whole league wants our scalp at the end of the day. The New York Knicks jersey is the heaviest jersey to wear. And of course, this front office, they're up against it. Like I said, front office envy with Danny Ainge, the pettiness. Yes, the Knicks showed up at that playoff series. Big, so what? At the end of the day, so what? They were there in Dallas to support Julius, support Brunson, the family out there, right? They can feel petty all they like, man. It's a league versus Knicks mentality out here, right? Yep, Mets, Knicks, salute. Danny hates on the New York Knicks, and that's a long history. Yep. There's no doubt, man. Things getting in the way of that situation, right? Feelings, all of that stuff played a huge part. And yeah, I know the Knicks probably didn't negotiate this thing the best way possible to get SPIDA. But like I said, at the end of the day, you can't please the opposing GM prayers all the time. That might mean that you're getting fleeced out here. So at times, Leon went as far as he wanted to go. Ainge had the choice to take whatever deal was there. He liked the Cavs deal. It was a hell of a deal. I will have to say the Cleveland Cavaliers deal was a nice deal. And, we didn't feel like a deal of that quality was going to come available, and it did. And that's just, end of the day, what happened out here, right? I'm not buying into this Knicks drop the ball kind of thing. At the end of the day, we can't control what the other GM is going to want to do. He had a good deal. He went with it out here at the end of the day, What would you have wanted the Knicks to do to get SPIDA? Add 4 unprotecteds? Then Ainge would have probably asked for more, right? He wanted to kill the Knicks at the end of the day. That's what it was all about. Geraldine, I'm not mad, nor am I upset. Never thought we were going to get him in the first place. I hope we don't do nothing stupid right now. Yep, let's just continue to move forward at a steady pace. Lynn, I'm not upset Mitch isn't a Knick. I'm upset that once again, the Knicks organization has been used. As you said, Ainge had no intention of dealing with Rose. Leon was brought here to be a closer. Yep, absolutely. I feel you on that, Lynn. And a lot of fans out here as well. at the end of the day, it was building up that we believed that ultimately I felt the Knicks would just pay what Ainge wanted and we would get SPIDA. You know, he would get a deal that he just couldn't refuse. And I think, you know, that was what the expectation was, but it just didn't end up happening. The Knicks were used all along, and yeah, he just wanted to fleece the New York Knicks. Yep. Instead, Gerard's on point too. Ainge fleeced the Cavs and control their future until 2031 for a guy that can still leave in 3 years. Yep, and plays no D. Yep, out here, right? Yet you guys are all smart enough and on point to understand there are overreactions to this thing. You know, there's immediate reactions, and that's, oh, the Cavs are amazing. You know, the Knicks dropped the ball. Don't listen to the scream and A's and this, like, don't give that no attention out here, right? We're building something still. We have the flexibility. That hasn't changed, right? Yes, we missed out on SPIDA. Yes, stars don't become available all day, every day. But tell me where we're worse off right now than where we were 1 week ago, right? We're expecting to go into this season potentially without SPIDA, and that's just exactly what's going to happen. And yeah, and then the other flip side of that, like Gerard says, you have two undersized guards that are ball dominant and then don't play D as well. So, and then what's going to happen if you have to trade RJ in the deal, right? Then you've got an undersized 3 with Grimes, you know, and then Cam Reddish only. So yeah, yep. Will says, I hope the guy would use this as fuel to get better. Yep. Good point, Will. You know, the business side of things, man, it doesn't get no bigger than this in New York. RJ Barrett's going to have to, you know, he's strong mentally, but he's really, really going to have to be tested now this season, mentally and physically. Now that, you know, this is all past now, you got the extension, but I think this Knicks squad is going to bond together and get through this situation. You know, with Julius is here or not, we have our young core still moving forward about this thing, right? Yeah. Lely also hits that Knicks lied about the prioritizing of development. They were dangling all of the young core, allegedly, yet. Many of the young core as well, yet. Truth is, SPIDA was their guy. Like, they were willing to move on from a large part of this young core, you know, and that's the ugly side of the business. You know, those names are now out there as well, but they're a New York Knick now, and they've moved past it now, and I think they're gonna, you know, embrace their future in New York with this thing. Yep. Grimes is going to be better than RJ. Dude is a bucket with fire D. Yep. Billy Goat. I don't know, yeah, who's going to end up being the better player, but I'm just glad we got both of them now. Damn. Yep. And I'm really, really high on Grimes, and I'm glad that the front office did stand for something, and that is with Quentin Grimes, right? The 25th overall selection out here, right? Looking for a fire season for Quentin Grimes now. The whole league is high on him now, and the fact is we still have him. Imagine if he pops even more this season. He could be used in a much bigger trade as well down the line. So like I said, this thing could just ultimately show itself as a blessing in disguise right here. Sometimes the move sometimes the best move is the move you don't make out here, right? So yeah, we're going to talk about what we need to do now, you know, clear a logjam, move on from whoever we need to move on from. We're going to talk about all of that, right? Yep. Yep, Gerard, no deal is always better than a bad deal. Yep, facts, right? Absolutely. Mike D, salute. I'm happy this deal didn't happen. Yep. Yeah, man, we're getting over the shock of what happened initially, but looking ahead now, you still got to be, you know, you still got to be optimistic about some of the future moves we can make, and also the players that we're now finally going to get to see what they have. Right, there's going to be no question marks at the end of this season about, you know, us not knowing what we have with Cam, with Obi, with Grimes, with IQ, with RJ, with Mitchell Robinson, Brunson. Now we're going to know what we have. Randall is here or not here. Yep. Are the Knicks really going to go into the season with Julius Jughead Randle, asks Paul. You know, I'm going to say that Julius Randle will probably still be a Knick on opening night. Yep. I'm still going to put it at more likely, but I would not be shocked, man. Would not be shocked if they're going to move him. Yep. Luke, salute. Just getting into the chat. What are your thoughts on the CBS report on JB making All-Star? Yep. I think it's very possible, Luke. Very, very, very possible, fam. I think he's our best chance at making an All-Star on this team. Yep. I've been saying that the last couple shows. Yep. Salute JJ in the house. Scream and nays. Yep. Man, that was a joke. Scream and nay. Trying to get his usual clicks. Yep. The Cavs have great defenders in Okoro Mobley to help cover up. Yep. The Garland Mitch defensively challenge size. So that's a difference than what we would have had here with RJ and Randall not being great defenders. Yep. And then paired next to Brunson. Yeah, you're on point, JJ, with that, you know. And, you know, the Cavs, all reports have been trying to move on from Colin Sexton as well, fam. So I think it was a perfect moment for the Cavs to seize this opportunity, right? The Knicks had been negotiating for so long, but Ainge was just got us on a tightrope, right? And then he just ultimately was using the Knicks, like Lily said. You know, it's clear to me now, right? He was using the Knicks' want and desperation of getting SPIDA, Leon's desperation. Leon went as far as he really thought the deal would have, you know, needed to be done. Yeah, and then I do think that Ainge just laughed and then walked away still, because he was waiting and waiting and waiting to get that kind of deal that he got for from Cleveland with this thing, right? Yeah, Fournier is a big question mark. Paul hits with that as well. Fournier currently balling out for France in FIBA, but you know that's going to be a situation where he's going to be moved. I feel definitely he's the next guy to most likely be moved to free up space for Grimes and Cam. Mets, Knicks, I think our young guys will start playing with that chip on their shoulder. Young guys have something to prove now. Yeah, can't understate that enough, man, what you just said. Imagine the sense among the chat between Obi, Quickly, Rose, you know, who's a mentor for them. These guys get to stay now in New York together as well. Quentin Grimes, how much confidence he feels that the front office believes in him now. Imagine what he's feeling. RJ Barrett, you know, you got to be maybe feeling somewhat bitter about being in the deal, but getting that extension and then also being in New York City. Man, these guys are going to come together. I feel like they're in the Cam Reddish and Jericho already in the Westchester facility. So I feel like it's only going to be a matter of days before all these guys get together and start training together as well. Yep. Shah Legacy says this so-called young core will be shipped away in the next trade. That may well happen, but at least we get to see what we have in them now this season. That's what I'm, you know, most looking forward to. It was good almighty finesse as well. Yeah, I feel you as well. Everyone out here, I wanted Donovan Mitchell on this team as well for the right price. I kept saying all along, for the right price. At the end of the day, we put a hell of a package on the table. Danny Ainge just didn't want it to deal with the Knicks, didn't want it to happen. You know, he used us and he took the next best deal with this situation. I'm good with that. You know, we move forward. There's no point crying about it no more. There's no point fussing. If it's meant to be, SPIDA Mitchell will be here in 2025. If that's really, really meant to be. And you all know my thoughts on what I'm a fan of in terms of signing free agents rather than trades. You know, to me, the Jalen Brunson move was one of the best transactions we've done for a very long time. You know, a guy young, ascending, we signed him for free cap space at the end of the day. That's the way I love this thing. You know, we're New York City. We should be putting ourselves in a situation where upcoming stars choose to sign with us as a free agent not constantly needing to trade for a dude at the end of the day. That's where this whole thing went wrong. You know, we're putting all our eggs in a basket. We were trying to trade for a dude as well. So, you know, I love the New York Knicks. My dream scenario is us to build to the point where a huge free agent chooses the Knicks, you know, and we just got to continue to develop our young core to look more attractive. Jared says, RJ is a great defender. Julius can be a great defender, but chooses not to play D with this thing. Yeah, well, I think Julius has slimmed down. He's in shape now, and he does need to give forward a better effort. Absolutely, with that, teammates, coaching need to hold him accountable with this thing. Almighty Finesse says the whole roster is garbage up in there. Yeah, you're entitled to feel that, man. I feel like it's certainly going to struggle in the East, but give it time, man. Give these young players some time. I'm not sure we would even have been a playoff team with SPIDA. Wasn't really worth it, in my opinion, yet. Yeah, man, you're spitting facts, JJ, with this thing. Yeah, let's really see now what the Cleveland Cavaliers backcourt looks like. Man, it's basically exactly what ours would have looked like with Darius Garland and Mitch up in there, SPIDA, 6'2", 6'1" at the best. And you know, at least we have more size now with Brunson. Whether Cam plays next to him, whether it's RJ, Cam, and Grimes, or Fournier, if he's still here as well. Yep. Mike D says, how can RJ be angry? So he was offered. He's now the highest paid player on the team. That's all that should matter to move forward. Man, you hit with that. Yep, you hit with that. You know, the reports are that consensus in this front office ain't high on RJ as well. Now, that doesn't mean that's everybody. That's my point. You know, it's about what did they really do? You know, they put their money on the table and they invested in RJ, right? They invested in RJ. Like you said, it's time to move forward with this thing. Have a big year ahead for Star J Barrett, man. Put yourself in a borderline all-star contention. That's what I need, a leader. Yep. Like Buzzer Beater hits on, we need that leader. I hope RJ or Brunson fills that role. Yep. Two dudes with New York City roots, fam. Don't sleep on that too. These guys are invested in this thing now. Brunson and RJ. Yeah. And I've said it from the beginning. I'm really high on Brunson's impact on this team, man. He brings winning wherever he goes, and Western Conference Finals experience as well. And that sorely missed point guard, man, that we need. Nick P, we need to move Fournier, Rose, Randall to much salary invested. Yep, too much salary. Yep, completely agree with that, fam. Yep. Now, with that said, you know, Julius Randle's the big thing right now. We got LA out here trying to make a move. We know they love some of the Utah Jazz's vets as well. They got Russell Westbrook's $47 million. They definitely going to move that on before the season begins. No doubt in my mind. And what makes sense is the rebuilding Utah Jazz for that situation. So look, I'm looking for Jazz to do more business with Conley, Clarkson out there as well. But can the Knicks get involved somehow? You know, Holmes for Randall. I could see Charlotte potentially with the Miles Bridges situation going on. Report today, don't know how credible that is, but LaMelo Ball and people around LaMelo are unhappy with the upgrade Charlotte's doing as well. I think Randall will be a nice fit out in Charlotte. Phoenix, another great landing place for Randall. Paul says RJ, Brunson, Fournier, Randall is slow, not athletic yet in terms of starters in the league. That lineup got to change. Yep, absolutely. Anything with Fournier in the starting lineup is too slow for me, right? I mean, you invested in Quentin Grimes now, fam. There's absolutely no excuse not to start Quentin Grimes. If you believed in him that much to keep him out of every single deal, then that signals what it is. That the New York Knicks are really high on on Q Grimes out here, right? The best deal right now is Fournier plus Randall for Westbrook's expiring. Lakers are going to have to give up picks, and the Lakers won't take on Randall without picks. Yep. Yeah, like I spelled out, look out for the Lakers to slowly try to make their next move with this thing. Will says, after Brunson balled out, I think most fans saw getting him as best case scenario this offseason, and we got him. Mitchell was a temptation to give us something to talk about all summer with that thing. Yeah. And you know what this really solidifies is that the front offices around the league really, really hate the New York Knicks, right? That is a fact now. There's all this rival executives say RJ's a bum. Rival executives say Leon did this, did that. Man, don't believe every single thing you hear out of these reports, man. The league and personnel around the league love to shit on the Knicks. At the end of the day, excuse the language, but they do. It's a fact now to me, right? The New York Knicks have New York tax. We can't make fair deals out here with dudes trying to fleece us, right? So everybody just keep that in mind. You have every right to be upset that Donovan Mitchell ain't a New York Knick, because I wanted it to happen, and a lot of fans wanted that to happen, but there's a price to pay at the end of the day, and Cleveland Cavaliers paid that price, and Danny Ainge hates the Knicks. Tony, salute. Time to move on and create more content on the Knicks. We have to get over Mitchell. Yep. In time, that's going to happen swiftly too, Tony. I feel a lot of people are just going to move past this and talk about what's next. What's next in terms of the next big move. And I think Fournier and Julius Randle is that next big domino with this thing. Lynn, all I can say is the front office ain't sold on this young player, on the young core. These players are here because we couldn't trade them. Hopefully the players use this to just ball out this upcoming season. Yeah. I wouldn't say they're not completely sold. I just think you've got to give to get, Lynn. The Knicks had to put up some of these young players to get what they really wanted. But yeah, you're right in terms of they may not be completely sold on them, nor should they be. They ain't all-stars yet either. They ain't proven what they need to prove in this league, and there's still huge strides ahead for these players. But like I said, the good for me now is that we get to see what we have, whether it's trash or not. We finally get to go into this season, right? No playing Alec Burks, no playing Nerlens Noel, no playing Evan Fournier, Randall ahead of these players now. Got to see what we got. Frederick, salute. We got to see what we got in what we have, right? For better or for worse, right? Maybe their value goes even up, even more with this thing, right? Luke says, I believe Tibbs will have to show the most growth this upcoming season, right? The world will be watching. Yep, absolutely, fam. He is on the clock. Yep, he's on the clock with this thing, right? The further away we go from a contending team, which now looks like we're more of the rebuilding, Tom Thibodeau is more out of place with this situation, right? He was banking on us getting these veterans, making that push. And that's far away now, completely far away, man. Johnny Bryant is a better fit right now with this thing. Danny Ainge is a clown straight up. You hit on that, man. Letting personal feelings get in the way. I mean, yeah, like I said, the New York Knicks were brazen in certain aspects, of course, man. They went to the playoff game. They negotiated. They only, offered 2 unprotected, 3 unprotecteds, and they kept Quentin out of the deal. So yeah, the league salty on the Knicks. But yeah, let's just continue to build with what we have, right? We're basically operating like a small market team right now. Nick P, what's good? You add stars when you can, surround with cheap, good players, and we went to give big contracts to Mitchell and Barrett, Fournier and Randall. Yeah, we did. That is a big concern. Yeah, the amount of money we're spending on all these players, fam. Yep, and I'm okay with moving some of these protected picks to move out of Randall. Move out of Randall and Fournier. Yep, definitely. The Brunson thing makes sense to me. He's 26. We need the point guard, but we got Obi on a cheap rookie deal. Get off of Julius's money. We got Quentin Grimes and Star J and Cam. Get off of Fournier's money. Right? Get off of Derrick Rose's money, in fact, right? Get off. You got to have IQ, and you got to have Deuce McBride getting burned off the bench now. There's no way around that, right? Sell Derrick Rose off at least to the trade deadline and get a pick for Derrick Rose. Do not let Derrick Rose get off for nothing, man, or get injured, better, or even worse. With that, yeah, JJ, this is the plan, man. Play the kids, get a top 10 pick in this talented stacked draft. I'm okay with that. Yep, salute as well. That'd be a way for this season to be a big win too. Play the kids, let them develop, get valuable experience, and if we stink, we end up in the lottery, man. It's win-win-win with this thing. Yeah, I know it's frustrating because we all want to see us compete and play and do well. Yep. So Luke, just like fishing in the ocean, there will always be someone new. Right? Great quote. Yep. Great quote. Yoel, salute. Knicks didn't lose, we won. Yep. Definitely, man. I feel like, in my opinion, it's a silver lining with this thing, right? Yep. This is game. Steph said a real New York City point guard would rather give up his chain and his girl than give up his dribble. Yep. Nick, yeah, the entire East is stacked, man. Absolutely stacked with this thing. And we're absolutely buzzing. Let's get onto this super chat. Luke Cadona, appreciate you for your contribution. Let's be abundantly clear. Mitchell is now the enemy. Knicks will be ready to go to war no matter who is on this roster. Let's go, Knicks. Facts, straight facts, Luke. Absolutely on fire. I feel the passion there coming through. And yeah, man, like I said, it's Knicks against the world. New York Knicks against the world up in this thing, right? They treat us for fools. They try to use us. And yeah, Danny Ainge and Cleveland may have won this battle, but they ain't won the war, right? Let's see what happens up in here, man. Let's see what Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, and SPIDA and Garland can do in the stacked East up in here, right? The Cavs still may not be any better than 5th, 6th. I mean, dang. Washington are pretty decent too. Toronto's decent. The Bulls are decent. Atlanta's decent as well. So yeah, man, some of these pundits are going to have to really, put their money where their mouth is with this thing, right? Big up, OC in the house. CT, we didn't get SPIDA, but it's cool runnings with the young core. Will surprise everybody. OC, big up. Big up. Who are you most looking forward to now out of this young core to show out? Is it Quentin Grimes? Is he really on the ascend? And was the front office justified in leaving him out of all offers out here? That could have been the initial stage that ticked off Danny Ainge. All reports are he wanted Quentin Grimes. Yep. Matthew, what's good? Knicks better off collecting assets, drafting, developing, and signing the right free agent. Even with SPIDA, as entertaining as that team would have been, it would have lacked the defense to win a title. Yep. Absolutely, man. Tom Thibodeau and the defensive schemes would have struggled with that thing now. And I've said, I love to build a backcourt with size too. Jalen Brunson's already here. He's small. And we need I want a 6'6" guard and a 6'8", 6'9" 3. Well, that's just the way I love to build my prototypical New York Knicks basketball team, right? 6'6" shooting guard, 6'5" at the lowest. Yep. Yeah, I can't remember that last time the East was that loaded, JJ, too, man. Man, it's absolutely loaded. It's going to be fun this time. But yeah, like JJ also spits on facts with the draft coming up. think about it. Think about all these picks we still have, right? Think about what teams are going to be willing to sacrifice to get up in this draft, right? These teams that compete this year and flame out, they're going to be running to the Knicks. If the Knicks have a bad season and we finish high up in the lottery as well, there are going to be people putting some crazy packages out there to try to move up. And not only that, but the Knicks are stacked with a chest of picks still to make other moves as well. So, yeah, we got to free up space and minutes for the young core. We got to get rid of Randall. We got to get rid of Obi as well. We got to see what we have maybe in Cam Reddish out here. Mo, what's good? How many times have we seen a player have one hot year because of someone's injury? This is no different. And you're saying Brunson is not it. We're going to find out. Definitely, this is going to be the most challenging environment for Jalen Brunson, right? He's going to really have to carry this team. Yep, I hope for the same thing, Paul. We need to share the rock. No hero ball, no isolation. Yep. Share the rock, be unselfish out here, right? Yep. And absolutely, SGA is already getting some buzz. Almighty Finesse, SGA getting that talk that he could be the next target. And may not be right away, but something got to give with Sam Presti out here in the OKC Thunder. So watch that space, right? Pudge nice too. Yep. I think Randall would fit nice on the Phoenix Suns, man. Think about the push they're trying to make with Devin Booker and CP3 aging as well. Man, his game would fit them. Absolutely. Be civilized in the house. Let's get it, Knicks fam. I still say we have an incompetent front office. What are we really doing? First off, if you knew you wanted DM, why sign Brunson? I feel it's one or the other with this thing. Yeah, definitely the direction could be questioned. Absolutely, man. It does feel like we're running around in circles, you know. We had this young core to begin with. We're trying to get veterans. Then we're back to the young core at square one again. So, yeah, this front office is still on the clock for me. 100%. Drip more, salute. What's good? P nice. That's why Cam probably leaving. They like Grimes over him. Yep, spelling facts there, P. Yeah, Quentin Grimes on the cheaper rookie deal. I think that's a big factor up in here, right? Cam Reddish has to be paid. You know, no front office likes a ticking situation in terms of needing to make a decision. But, you know, you fumbled the situation last year. You should have played Cam as much as you could. You know, you knew it was a ticking situation with his salary and his extension. You know, Tom Thibodeau refused to play him, you know. Matthew, yeah, Brunson can be a nice salary filler while the team develops, and then we could flip him later as well. Yep, if it doesn't work out. Yep. SGA, I'm high on him too, man. All-round game. That's the kind of guy I want for this team. A guy that can play two ways, defense, offense, can pass, doesn't need the ball to be effective as well. And that's the other silver lining to me. You know, the more I think about what a Brunson, SPIDA, RJ fit would look like with or without Randall, is that too many guys that are on ball, too many guys that just really, really, really ball dominant and need that ball, right? It's not a good fit. It never was. Never was a good fit, you know? Yeah, the excitement of SPIDA really got us excited to see what that was. But yeah, like we said, the Brunson thing was more of a double up at the end of the day. Now we get to rock out with Brunson and RJ, and they're going to carry a big load of our offense. Yeah. And Mo, no one negotiates with these Knicks. They'll always be stuck. It's going to be us against the world for the foreseeable. Fam up in here, right? The confidence our front office has, right? It rubs people the wrong way. But that's just other teams that are salty, I think. Absolutely. Margaret, what's good? Knicks should have to keep Randall and let his value improve. Yeah, that is a clear option as well. My only concern is what if Randall doesn't improve and it's back to the old ways. We're stuck with that 4 or 5 years. I say get if there's a deal to get off of his money, do it ASAP. Yep. Provided you don't have to attach, too much, then get out of that ASAP. Yep. SGA could be the backup plan. Absolutely, man. Canadian backcourt of RJ and SGA up in here. Yep. Chris, we have to stop the crying. We help the media create these narratives with the foolishness that we do. Yep. I think the passion, but there's definitely some foolish takes right out here, man. Yep. De'Aaron Fox, that's an interesting take as well with that. I think his days are numbered, but with Brunson here, it's going to be interesting. I think those two guys are the point. It's going to be hard to see that, man, on the Knicks. But he might be on the way out. Yeah. New Yorker, what's good? Danny Boy made the deal to spite Leon. The deal was worse with that thing. He definitely, man, it's crazy that he rejected some amazing deal, right? I mean, there are national media guys that usually hate on the Knicks that said, like, what the hell are they doing? Why the hell didn't they take this deal? Gerard hits on a starting five with Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Randall, Mitch, D Rose, IQ, Cam, Obi, Hartenstein. Yep. If that's the starting unit and the backup bench role lineup, I'm okay with that to start the season, man. Yep. So you've excluded Evan Fournier with that thing, right? Yep, that's the writing on the wall for Evan Fournier. Yep. We don't know what Bryant can do as a coach. No time for on-the-job training. That is something too, man. Yep. That is absolutely something to look out for with this thing. Yep. As we hit on Luke's super chat again, appreciate you for that. Let's be abundantly clear. Mitchell is the enemy now. Yep. Knicks will be ready to go to war. And I said, what's that Jazz at Knicks? Knicks at Jazz November 15 going to be like? Now that's going to be switched up. I think they might switch up a game to be Cavs at Knicks. Man, imagine that as a storyline for TNT and the ratings, right? Spider Mitchell's first visit to the Garden as a Cleveland Cavalier. They're going to play up on that Knicks narratives and so ESPN, TNT can start clowning that thing, man. Knicks don't understand how to stockpile picks. A number of players can be traded to get picked, just like Utah randomly traded Royce. Yeah, I think we're waiting for that situation. But man, sometimes there's too much cooks in the kitchen. Brock Aller, that's his specialty with that thing, but he gets overridden sometimes with that thing. Yep. Leon went for the youth movement. Tibbs derailed that. He will be fired. Yep. I think, Tom Thibodeau, the fit is even less good with this thing, with Tibbs and where we're heading. Absolutely right. Pudge, nice. How you feeling about this situation with Spider as a Cav? Spider ain't a threat right now with us, man. Yeah, and I don't want to sound like a homer, but I've been high on the Jalen Brunson acquisition from the beginning, consistently. Now, he ain't no Spider Mitchell athletically as well, but his impact on winning, we're going to get to see, but it might end up being better or the same or better than Spider's impact on winning up in here, right? JJ, Mitch is a diehard Mets fan, will always have love for that. Yep. And I saw some fam from Spider's side, and he was saying that Spider was absolutely upset that he wasn't a New York Knick, right? He really, really, really wanted to be up in here, right? Now he might act excited that he's a Cleveland Cavalier, but to hell with that. To hell with that, man. We got guys that want to be here now. right? We got guys that want to be here, be in the gym. With that said, P nice hits as well. Yeah, the Cleveland Cavaliers backcourt is going to be suspect out here, right? Let RJ Barrett post up Darius Garland, right? Mouse in the house. Let him, put him in the blender up in here, right? Darius Garland can't defend a lick. Neither can SPIDA Mitchell. You know, Jalen Brunson can give SPIDA headaches as well with this thing. It's me up in here, got everyone buzzing. Appreciate you as well. Smash that like. If you know what's up, let's get it. Shah Legacy, the Cavs was better than us last year. They're even better now. Yep. They're definitely, their roster fits with the size that they got. But let's see how they do on the defensive end with this thing. Brunson and Grimes backcourt. Margaret. Yep. That might be what we ultimately see. And then RJ at the 3. Yep. Cavs going to be Swiss cheese, says New Yorker up in here. And Almighty says SGA 6'6". Yep. That's a dream size, man, for a point guard. Yep. You will find that in the draft, says Mo. Ed says, well, Knicks never need Mitchell. I don't want him from day one. He's a one-dimensional player who plays well on one side only of the ball, too short, and if he's not close to worth the price. Knicks win on point. Yeah, with that thing, right? Yeah, sometimes the deal you don't make ends up being the better deal with this thing, right? And now I know Leon didn't do nothing perfect as well. He's still learning on the job, and he'll continue to get clowned with the way this transpired. But at the end of the day, he did stand for certain principles that he, believed in. And that is, he didn't want to go more unprotected. He didn't want to go Quentin Grimes. So, this ain't a situation where we give up everything just to get the guy. Things have changed somewhat with this organization, right? Think about what this would have been like in 2010 before Melo. The Knicks would have absolutely given up 6 unprotecteds and all the young players just to get a quality player like SPIDA. But truth is, the Knicks didn't do that. We offered a very good package, but we didn't go any more than that. And we negotiated slower. It ticked Danny Ainge off, and he went with the Cavs, man. He was sick of the Knicks. Yep, he was sick of us, man. An incompetent front office would have caved to the Utah and traded the farm. Like exactly what I hit, man. Joe White on point, salute. Yep. And as New Yorker hits on this, he can play 3 positions with SGA. The thing is, we need to get better on that side, multi-positional versatility. Man, we need guys like Quentin Grimes. We need guys like RJ Barrett, guys like Cam Reddish, Obi. We are very, very, very limited in positional versatility up in here, man. Yep. I really like to move RJ back to the 2, says Will. I'm not thrilled at Fournier or Grimes starting. Would love to see Cam snag that 3 role. Well, yeah, it's going to be very interesting, Will. What do you think? Do you guys think Cam is really going to stay? Because, we know the reports that, from Mark Berman, that Cam Reddish prefers a change of scenery. I know he tweeted some stuff out. Cam and his coach debunked that. But that's going to be interesting, whether that came from Tom Thibodeau, whether or not Cam's still down for New York, but maybe he is, interested in a bigger role, which is fair enough. Let's wait and see with that thing, man. But I hope that it does work out for Cam, because we need that kind of size. We need that kind of talent as well. That could be a big win for the New York Knicks. We made that low-cost trade. Let's say Cam Reddish pops. That's an instant win for the Knicks, upgrade in talent for nothing, we already have him in-house. Well, yep. What's good, siempre? And I'm a Knicks fan, but if the Knicks don't make another interesting move, they're going to face the same fate as last season. Yep, definitely, man. But if you guys understand how stacked this NBA draft is coming up, it's going to be absolutely on fire all college season with this thing. And at the end of the day, we're tough. It's tough to build around the league with trades. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, to succeed as a franchise, my two preferred ways are drafting talent and signing free agents, right? Trades are always tricky, right? You can never decide what the other side party is going to agree to, right? So trades are the less desirable way for me. They always have been, you know. Trades can be good sometimes. We got Latrell Sprewell, we got John Starks, we got Charles Oakley through trades, Marcus Camby. Trades can be good, but they don't always work out that way, You got to deal with what you can control, your own fate. And that's drafting talent, trying to sign a free agent. That's just the best way to do it, ladies and gents. Well, we signed Jalen Brunson. We got our talent upgrade there. We signed him as a free agent. Donovan Mitchell, let the clock tick. Let the clock tick in 2 years. Let's say the Cleveland Cavs don't make no noise, don't do nothing in 2 years. Man, best believe that SPIDA buzz is still going to be there, man. That's not going away. So Danny Ainge, NBA, Cleveland, haters. Well, let's revisit this in 2 years' time and see whether the New York Knicks sign a free agent talent still. And CAA Mafia hits. The deal breaker was the third unprotected and the pick swaps. Leon wanted to make the third pick top 5 protected, and then he got burnt. Yep. Then they went back to the Cavs. Then they didn't end up even going back to the Knicks again, man, with that situation. Truth is, I think Ainge wasn't really willing to trade with the Knicks unless it was a fleecing. And then also, we ticked him off early. He wanted Quentin Grimes. We towed the line on certain things. He didn't like that, man. Yeah, Scoot Henderson, Paul, absolutely, man. Look out for him, man. He is a guy. He is a guy, man. This draft is going to be insane, man. Danny Landis, what's good? Salute, fam. Appreciate everyone out here buzzing, man. What a sliding doors moment this season and the future is with this past week, and what went down, man. Everybody's still coming to terms with this thing. CA Danny Ainge is banking on SPIDA to leave the Cavs. If he does, those picks might end up being valuable. Yep. Danny knew SPIDA would re-sign with us and make those picks late first rounders. Yep. That is an interesting point you make, man. Definitely, man. I think those picks, he's banking on the Cavs being bad because they got future picks further away in the future with that. Yep. Someone said there is a market for Fournier. What are we waiting for? I think Fournier and Randall are movable. Absolutely, I do. But we got to attach compensation, no doubt. We got to attach compensation, fam. Okay, I'm chasing the World Series now. When the Knicks come on, I'll be there. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Let's get after it. Is Cavs maxing Garland, Mobley, and SPIDA? Yeah. I tell you what, it's going to be fascinating this season if the Cavs don't really make any big leap. And I'm talking top 4 or top 3. The Cavs can mess around in the 6th, 5th spot, man. If they don't progress in the playoffs, then, man, good luck to them, man. Good luck. D Cool, what's good? Salute. The team with the most picks doesn't know how to stockpile picks. Dirty Dancer, salute. What's good? Ninja Dude, yeah, the Canadian 3 with SGA up in here. Yep. Braided RJ MVP season loading. Yep. Get after it, man. talk about chip on his shoulder, man. He is going to be absolutely on fire to come out of the gate, man, to prove the haters wrong. Man, prove the haters wrong. Yep. CAA, you ready for this chat? Leon Rose traded out the lottery for 3 heavily protected picks. What a rookie, because you don't use them to get a star anyways. That thing, yep. I think he did that to clear the space for Brunson. Really, I think he was hoping that those 3 picks would help get a guy or be used to get a guy. But yeah, I really feel like it was to clear the space for Brunson as well, because that was we were on the clock with that situation. Dirty says the truth is Spider was coming off a bad playoffs and a year for him. Giving up premium value would have been a mistake. Yep, definitely, man. The truth is in business, right? You never put all your eggs in one basket. Danny Ainge was banking on the Knicks being so desperate that Spider was just our only guy. And Leon Rose operated like, no, the New York Knicks have other options. You know, you guys just may not see it. You know, you guys may not believe it, but the Knicks have other avenues, right? Picks are still picks. They're still here. Flexibility is still there. We could trade RJ in the future if we want. There'll be another team that'll take him. There'll be another team that takes Grimes. You know, we should never have banked on Donovan Mitchell or bust. And that's exactly what Danny Ainge was pissed off about, that the New York Knicks just didn't hand over the keys and give him whatever he wanted up in here, right? That's the truth of this all, right? And I know everyone has the right to be frustrated. Donovan Mitchell ain't a New York Knick, but you can't operate like that from a business side of things. If you put all your eggs in one basket, you set yourself up to fail. You set yourself up to fail. And, you know, it could have been a disaster with a small backcourt as well. So we avoid that what if. You know, we basically avoid that what if, and we keep moving. We keep moving. Well, let's go Serena up in the area. Big Johnson says Brunson is better than Spider. Yeah, we'll get to see his impact, which is beautiful with this situation in terms of his impact on winning. Well, we know athletically he ain't Spider, but winning, he brings winning wherever he comes, man. This Brunson as well. He brings IQ, he brings winning. And truth is, the biggest concern for me was too many guys on ball with Spider, RJ, Randall, Brunson. Now we get to deal with one dude that is less on ball, one less on ball dude. Now, so Brunson step right up, RJ step right up, and Quentin Grimes, Obi can play off ball as well. Maybe Cam Reddish gets more on ball opportunities now without Spider up in here as well. So yeah, don't sleep, man. Don't sleep, ladies and gents. There's always the trade deadline as well, All-Star break as well, for the Knicks to make another big splash. So, Justin, what's good? We need to move Randall and Fournier and free these kids. Yep. That's my next task and silver lining up in this thing. Dirty says trading away the entire pick package makes sense when you have a Garland and a Mobley already, but not for us, though. Yep. That is very, very true too, man. The Cavs are on that level, that of cusp, that are ready to take that huge almighty leap as well. We're still in second gear, basically, yeah. Yep. And CAA hits that Knicks want a homegrown superstar, but we never commit to the tank with this thing, right? Yet we're always stuck in the middle, man. Yep. Always stuck in the middle with that thing. The Cavs pick package is more valuable always, anyways, because it's far more likely Mitchell leaves Cleveland. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we hit on that too with that situation. Danny Ainge is thinking way, way down the line with that. Also, yeah, Devin asked, what's Brunson better at? I don't think he's personally a better player than Mitchell, but I think his impact and fit could be better with this team. I also think that with Brunson, his salary, I think, Spider definitely his salary is is higher with that thing. So yeah, we do get a cheaper option basically with that. And we get a guy that is still ascending as well. There is a chance SPIDA Mitchell's athleticism regresses as well. A player that relies on athleticism, it's a tricky situation at times with that thing. The good thing to me is Brunson's game ain't really, it's not predicated on his athleticism at all. So he should age well, hopefully, with this thing. If SPIDA doesn't re-sign with the Cavs, who wins the deal? Facts. SPIDA wanted the big market and he went to another small market. Yeah, you're spitting facts there, right? Yeah. I know he got to feel bummed, man. He got to feel bummed with that thing. But yeah, man, sometimes, like I said, the long road is the best option, right? Let's revisit this in 2 years' time when SPIDA's about to be a free agent. Bodega, Wi-Fi, smash that like button. Appreciate you. Everyone out here, chat, Knicks fan, buzzing with this situation, right? We're still Knicks fans. We're still here. It's going to be a fun season. Still, there's going to be frustrations, no doubt. There's going to be some great moments. I'm looking forward to seeing what Mitchell Robinson, Obi, RJ Barrett, Grimes, quickly can do. We need one of these guys to pop. We really, really need them to pop. And they're going to get a lot of opportunities now. The best thing about this season is going to be the opportunities that they're going to get with this thing. And of course, we might end up trading some of them still. But now to start the season with Brunson and the rest of the crew, the clock's on Tom Thibodeau now, Leon Rose. Got to give these guys opportunities now. Got to clear the runway for Obi Toppin to get minutes. We've got to clear Fournier. We've got to clear Julius Randle by the trade deadline, at least. And Margaret on point with this one, man. Cleveland is now the Utah of the East, right? Yep. Thing is, they're trying to make their run, but the East is way stacked. They got Miami, Milwaukee, Boston, Philly. Like I said, the Bulls, Washington, Atlanta are all on par with Cleveland. So yeah, there's absolutely, man, no guarantees in this league, right? Yet he is a wild card, absolutely. CAA hits with Cam Reddish. He's that wild card for us, man. He has the most potential. If we give him a bigger role, let him show us what he got, man. Let's hope he could stay healthy. Canal up in here, salute. Knicks need to grow, and to do that, Randall, Rose, and Fournier have to go. Yep. Couldn't have said that better myself, man. Yep. You empower the young kids now, and we got to clear these minutes, clear the space. These guys, man. Otherwise, yeah, we're stuck in no man's with this thing. Absolutely stuck in no man's, man. And ladies and gentlemen, Lars in the chat got everybody buzzing. Salute. Lars says, I'm going to laugh if it all falls for Fournier and Randall next season and we're top 4. That's keeping it optimistic, fam. I can get behind that. Appreciate you for the support. Lara says, I'm going to laugh if it all falls for Fournier and Randall next season and we're top 4. I think that stranger things have happened. Is it likely? Probably not. But yeah, like I said, the games have to be played up in there, man. These games have to be played. Yep. Agent Super Argo, what's good, fam? Let's move on from the SPIDA talk. The word out there is that Danny Ainge hates us. Yep, we hit on that. I was trying to get as much as we could for them before taking the Cavs deal. Yep. Yeah, definitely, man. We know the media and Danny Ainge got that reputation that he wanted to uphold. But yeah, at the end of the day, the New York Knicks are what we are. We're the most valued franchise. We got the best fan base in the biggest market, and we move on, man. We move on from this thing, man. The Cavs will always be a small market, and truth is they struggle more to sign free agents, and that's what I said. It's got to go back to us separating ourselves from the rest. we got to be in positions to sign unrestricted free agents as well. It was a positive step in the direction that we got Brunson. Yes, we needed the family connections and all that, but at least we did it. We signed a significant talent upgrade for free. We didn't have to give a thing away for Brunson. I mean, obviously, except for the 11th pick to get the future protected picks as well, which I can understand for some. It wasn't the ideal way to get out of that thing, out of the 11th spot. Webb, what's good? Randall must be moved so that Obi can blossom, and Fournier needs to be moved so Grimes can flourish. Those two should be Knicks' next big moves. Yep. Talk about fit and everything. That was really the moves that should have been done before the SPIDA deal. Randall and Fournier are the guys that need to be out of here as well, closely followed by Derrick Rose, I think, man. Yep. Canal says, who is the 6'11 small forward from South America? Who is this? Man, if you're talking about the draft, man, I'm not surprised. There's some talent out here, Yep, it is definitely Bodega. It's a gamble. 3 lottery are already hurt. Sharp, Ivy, and Chet with that thing, yep. Signing free agents is key for me. That's the biggest thing, man. We have our own pick next year too, and the Mavs. And if the Wizards and Pistons are good, we get those first rounders as well. But not totally counting on that. Maybe the Wizards are, if healthy. Yep. JJ spelling that out. Appreciate you for that. Let's not forget about what we're sitting on too. We don't lose our assets. We lost Donovan Mitchell, but the New York Knicks don't lose their assets still, their flexibility, right? There is and always will be the next guy at the end of the day, right? This thing. I do believe JB, Grimes, RJ, Obi, and Robinson will all improve in one way or the other. In your opinion, which position would you upgrade next? Luke, great question, man. With that situation, it's definitely the 3. Still, definitely the 3. I could see JB and RJ long term at the 1 and 2. To me, RJ is better off at the 2. Quentin Grimes is too small to be a starting 3. So yeah, it's got to be a 3, man. That is the next move I go for with that. And I do believe Obi and Mitch can be solid starters in this league. So great question, fam. Maybe is that guy Cam Reddish? He's already on the roster. We traded for him. Let's see with that. And funnily enough, we drafted Kevin Knox, who we traded for Cam Reddish as well. So 2 threes at the end of the day. We whiffed on Mikal and Miles Bridges with that situation to get Kevin Knox. The 3 didn't work out. That was a position of need. But now we flipped Kevin Knox for Cam Reddish, another 3. So we're always trying to fill the 3 spot. To me, that's been a spot that's been devoid since Carmelo Anthony, really, and the point guard spot. With that, man. See, I can't understate enough how much a Cam Reddish popping could improve us this season. I really don't believe RJ Barrett is a long-term 3. I don't think that is the solution for these New York Knicks. I think RJ Barrett is a 2. Well, perfect size for that. I love defensive wingspan and length. And RJ Barrett, 6'7", 2, and a taller small forward, that'd be nice for this situation. No one cares about the Cavs. Absolutely, man. In terms of the league perception, they're getting buzz, but there's no buzz quite like MSG. That's a fact. Adam, what's good? Simply telling Randall to stay home improves us by more wins than by trading for SPIDA. Will Tibbs do it, though? Leon got to take those toys away with that situation, I think. You got to take those toys away. Andrew, salute, what's good? No, I don't think the Wizards are on par with the Cavs. That's not what I mentioned. I'm more suggesting that it's going to be a logjam around that 7-6-5-4 spot as well. And I think the Wizards will be thereabouts. I think they've got depth as well. But I definitely put the Cavs ahead of the Wizards on paper. On paper, I put the Cavs ahead of the Wizards with that. New Yorker, I would take a flyer if he holds up 1 year, but Zion has to stay on the floor before I sign him. So that, I think, those days are gone, man. I think Zion's, is a Pelican to stay, I think, for a minute. And Fournier Grimes, 3 unprotecteds, 2 seconds for SGA, says Canal. I think Sam Presti's going to hold tight on that situation, man. Again, that's another situation where we might find ourselves into a crazy bidding war with this thing, right? Yeah, so I'm all for just staying pat at the moment, man. Let's continue to build with what we got and the draft. And M. Rivera, what's good? Agbaji was more valuable to the Cavs than our protected picks that we traded our 11th for. With that, no more trading back or out of the draft. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we, face this draft coming up. If things aren't going well, let's say into 30 games, the Knicks aren't sitting pretty. Could we just fire Tibbs, sell off all the vets, and then just go that youth movement for the rest of the year? Let me know, chat, ladies and gents. Would you be okay with that situation? Not trying to be negative with this season coming up, because I still believe we're a 500 team. But let's say we start in the first 30 games, we start something like 8 or 9-21 up in there, right? And the season's absolutely out the window with this thing, right? We gotta do what we gotta do. Yeah, Kevin, what's good? RJ knows if he plays great, the Knicks will use him in a package to upgrade. He has no more love for this. Sorry, franchise. Media destroyed our kids, leaking every trade thing. It's the tough side of the business. I don't think it's destroyed them, but yeah, I certainly feel your frustration with that. Truth is, it's a business. RJ Barrett grown up in this thing. He knows, with his father and and his godfather in the game, and that. Truth is, he knows Spider Mitchell is a vet. The Knicks were trying to make an upgrade. The Knicks didn't draft RJ Barrett, but don't let these reports completely suggest that the Knicks don't value RJ. He's just not their guy at the end of the day, in terms of how high they are on him. But they like RJ. Like, he's a good kid, good work ethic. They like him. They just may not be completely sold on him at this stage. And truth is, he hasn't achieved much in the league yet. He needs to come out this year and make a believer out of everybody. And that can still happen. I think he could win this front office over, I think, with a big 4th year as well. Nothing should be given to any player. They need to come out, and produce, I think. And RJ Barrett's going to get a great opportunity, especially if we sell off Julius Randle. Well, talking about a Brunson RJ 1-2 tandem up in here, and it's going to be either way. It's going to be a huge year for RJ and this franchise in his career, because he's going to get this opportunity now that he's extended. It was a good value deal, and I think the pressure is going to be off RJ Barrett. That chip on his shoulder is going to be huge. Yeah, Kevin also says somebody will call us knowing that we were willing to trade 5 picks. Yeah, just wait till this season to play out, fam, too, and see which teams struggle, and then they'll try to get into the pick business. Definitely, picks never go out of style, and the Knicks still do have this flexibility. Despite missing out on SPIDA, the Knicks do. Yep, they definitely are a player in this league with the pick situation and acquiring the next talent if they need. right? Margaret's high that RJ plays well, he will not be in a trade. Yep, give the Knicks more reason to believe in him with this thing, right? But Almighty says RJ is getting traded. Get over it. Arturo, salute. Knicks make any moves yet? I hope that the next move is coming soon, man. And I think the Lakers are going to be involved. Yep. I think the Lakers are going to be involved with that situation. Would you guys be cool in getting in the Russ Westbrook business, knowing that it's expiring, knowing that you could get out of Julius and Fournier's money? That's going to be interesting to see, man. But I don't see any kind of fit unless we waived Russ Westbrook straight away with this thing, man. I think it'd be a wave. Yep. M. Rivera, though, hits that it is going to be a little awkward for RJ. And hopefully he's very mature like he's been, but he uses that as motivation. Yep, that's going to be telling this season, man. If the media really gets to RJ, the wheels could really fall off, I think. But I think he's strong. He's built from a great foundation. Yeah, and I think he's got good vets in his ear as well. Let's not disregard the impact Brunson and D Rose is going to have on RJ as well, man. Yep, he's mature with this thing. Arturo also says they'll play with a big chip on their shoulders. Yeah, absolutely, man. Think about this whole team, man, what they've been through the last few months with their names dragged through the mud, and also them getting together in the early in the preseason, off season. You're getting the gym now and just focus on ball now, man. That's the biggest relief with this thing, man. We don't have to deal with Danny Ainge wants this, Danny Ainge wants that. Man, what are we going to do? When's this deal going to happen now? The silver lining thing is now that this deal is in the past now. We can move forward with the next deal, right? And that deal is the Evan and Randall needing to bounce. Yep. For roster fit. Yep. Absolutely, completely agree with that. CA says, hell no, he offered RJ to keep picks. Yep. Margaret, who is Daniel Tice? Stop trolling. Yeah. I don't believe that report out here. Definitely don't read into every single thing unless it's from the credible guys, the guys that know what's up. Parish Duggar, salute. What's good? How are you feeling with this situation? Appreciate you. Fan base is passionate, the best fan base in the world. We're a little crazy at times, with what we've been through, but this season, man, it's going to be, crazy, another crazy year. Strap yourself in. But the way I look at it is we've been in much, much worse situations. We've been stuck in the mud many times in the past, but this time there's a clear pathway forward for the New York Knicks, in my opinion, and that is to see what we have in these players this year. See what we have, right? There's no quick fix. There's no quick fixes with this thing, right? Let this message get through, this Donovan Mitchell thing falling through, is that there is never a quick fix with this thing. That's what got us stuck in this mud all these years with this situation, man. Would love to scrap Fournier, Randall. Wouldn't even need that much draft capital. Yep. Hey, even if they use those protected picks, I'd be cool with it. I'd be cool with that because they aren't that valuable in the first place, right? Keep our own picks for sure, but those other picks, man, yeah. In the building, salute. Tarek out here, what's good? Great news that the Cavs saved the Knicks from themselves. Yep, that's ultimately what happened, I think. Too, fam, yep. Thumbs up to that, fam, with that situation. Now we get to see what the Utah Jazz of the East look like out there with Donovan and the Cavs, man. The Cavs may have backed themselves in the corner with this thing. Jet Life on, yep, in the house, salute. What's good? Appreciate everyone out here got us buzzing. Man, what an off season it's been. What an eventful off season with this thing. CA says negative and realistic are two different things. Yeah. Appreciate everyone's takes because it comes from their own perspective. We all see things differently. We all choose to be more optimistic or pessimistic with this thing. But I don't blame anybody because this thing has been a topsy-turvy roller coaster for how many years now, man. This ain't no normal stable franchise, in the past. Things are getting better, definitely. But what we've been through, it's been nothing but ups and downs. That's a fact, man. In the blink of an eye, man, our world changes with this team, right? And we just want to see consistency. We want to see us build stability long term. And the fact is, this front office hasn't hurt this team long term. Well, they have not pulled off the moves to get us into contention, and it's going slow. I get that kind of frustration. But we're also moving still in a position where we've got flexibility and we can see what we have and then just take a day at a time with this thing. That's all I'm looking at, man. I'm not looking for something crazy out of this season. I'm not expecting us to make playoffs. It'll be a pleasant surprise if the Knicks do, but at least we got some young players and some pieces that are on the right timeline as well. I think the Tibbs, Fournier, Randall situation is a ticking situation. Margaret agrees. Yes, the Cavs did save us from themselves. Yeah. Congrats to RJ. Thank God. Tarek out here. RJ Barrett still got, a lot of things, a lot of hurdles and adversity is going to face this season with this noise. But man, he is built for New York. Like we talked to Bill Daughtry about it, man. We just need to be grateful that we have what we have with RJ in terms of his makeup. He understands New York. It's a tough place to play in. Carmelo Anthony said it. Not every star will want to come here as well. But yeah, it's got to be the right one to embrace this thing, man. Kaiser Soze, salute. Another star will come and another star will become available. Just keep the faith. Well, great to hear you're keeping optimistic with this thing, man. Because yeah, we got to have faith at the end of the day. If we don't, then why are we watching this thing? I know the front office has let us down in the past in this team, but we're operating differently still. For me, the draft, we got flexibility, we got young players as well. Let's just make that push this season and see what we look like, man. But definitely, if these young kids aren't getting opportunities, then somebody got to go. Yep. I'm happy 6'11" Markkanen ain't playing small forward for the Cavs. That was scary in the East, says Lars. Yeah, that was an insane fit. Not gonna lie, man. Yeah, Almighty, I think the Daniel Tice thing is nothing but buzz. But I'll believe that when I see that thing. Kevin says Ainge played us. He never really wanted to trade with us, just sabotaged our kids. We offered a retarded deal with RJ, Mitch, Obi, 3 picks, and he still said no. Yeah, it's a crime how the league treats us. Yeah. Pettiness, man. And for those that don't know, Brian Windhorst offered great insight too about how petty this thing got. He said it was like 3rd grade pettiness. And we see how ticked off the Jazz were with the Knicks execs attending, the playoffs out there in Salt Lake. So Dallas versus Utah, the Knicks front office rocked up and they weren't happy, man. They were ticked off. And that just speaks to the pettiness and how they treated this whole situation. Ainge only wanted to deal with the Knicks unless it was a fleecing. That's the truth, man. He didn't want to do no fair deal at all. Absolutely not. Yep. Mo says, you guys know how much worse situations since you've never seen anything better in your entire lifetime. Come on, stop it. With this, yeah, look, yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, we've been through tough times. We've been through tough times with this organization and ups and downs. But yeah, this ain't nothing like them we've faced in the past, in my opinion. With that situation, we got moves we can make, man. We got things. We are far away from contending, but we are got flexibility and we have got assets that we can move. And it's just a slow process, man. I just think we need to commit to this rebuild. Really, truth be told, man. Jerry says Knicks will be a lot better than folks think. Having Brunson and D Rose as your points instead of two dudes that aren't points, Burks and IQ, will make all the difference. 50 wins, no doubt in my mind. Good points, Jerry, you make with the point guard situations. Could that be the missing link that we've had to unlock this thing, man? I love your optimism with that. I don't know about the 50 wins, man, but I'll definitely give you all the shine and the flowers if the Knicks get close with that, man. But I do believe people are sleeping on Brunson's impact with this team, man. And HJ coming from Sydney, salute. What's good? Appreciate. How did you become a Knicks fan out here? Man, this thing's global. CAA, if Leon has to use picks to trade Randall and Fournier, is he on the hot seat with Dolan? That's another miss after miss. Yeah, great points there, man. It's not a good look extending Randall after an all-star year, and then he turns into a pumpkin. Yeah. You know, truth is, where he started to go wrong is where he drafted Obi, knowing that he had a power forward already. You know, yes, you loved Obi. It was great value at the 8th pick, but man, you know, you knew you had Randall, so trade him already. Trade Randall before you draft Obi, or make that move, right? It's definitely a clunky fit. Jet Life says we should have gotten SPIDA. Yep, I think that was the hope. You know, I think the combination of things, the combination of Ainge overplaying this situation, Leon being too confident, and the Cavs swooped on this thing. But yeah, I'm looking for this as a blessing in disguise, truth be told. I don't think Donovan Mitchell is really that kind of guy. He's not that guy. Yes, he's top 20 in the league, but to take us to a championship, he's not that guy. And us maybe falling out of the lottery into the lottery and getting future generational talent could be an upside move with what end up happening from this situation, man. Yep. Dirty says clearing the 45 mil in cap room for protected picks isn't exactly fireable with this thing. I think these picks that he's got aren't that valuable with the protected ones. So if you got to move them, you got to move them. But yeah, it is like we're moving in circles is the point I think people are trying to make with this thing. Yep. Tarek says Ainge screwed himself. That haul is suspect, and the Cavs going to win a few games. Cavs better contend or bust. Knicks win in the end, just like Rocky 4 up in here. Salute, Tarek. Hear that passion in your voice, man, with that thing. Yeah. The beautiful thing is we can sit back and see what the Cavs do with this thing, man. And then, like I said, in 2 years' time, yeah, it might just look favorable for us, man, with that thing, man. Arturo says bet as well. Jerry says use the picks to trade Randall or Fournier. That's not true. Randall can flat out ball. Only 3 NBA players last year had made more threes than Evan. Stop. So Jerry high on all the pieces we got, or Randall and Fournier and their contributions to this thing. The truth is they're going to get a chance, but I think they're on the block. I really think they are on the block at the moment. So let's see what plays out, man, with that. It's going to be fascinating. Kevin says I'm stick going to buy my single league pass, but after this Mitchell failure, I don't see more than 32 wins. Anytime higher, Tibbs is coaching his butt off. Yep. I'm still going to buy my league pass. Yep. Of course, man. Of course. We got to rock with this thing, man. But yeah, I appreciate that, because we've got to come into this season with certain expectations. If they exceed those expectations, then that's absolutely gravy. But yeah, I'm glad that this circus of, are we going to trade for this superstar now? It's with Donovan Mitchell now. It's quietened. Finally, we can get to work, and we can build chemistry with what we have. Right, let's move forward, build chemistry with these young players. JJ says, I've been saying RJ shouldn't be untouchable. This thing, right? There's definitely not consensus in the front office, that's for sure. But they do like RJ. That's fair to say. They did re-sign him. But yeah, he got to show us this season. Big year ahead. That's the truth. Jarvis, salute. What's good, man? Appreciate you. How you feeling, man? How you feeling after this whirlwind, man? Tarek, Don Leon put that horse's head on Ainge's bed. That thing, man. With this thing, I'm definitely not upset. I'm not upset. I would have liked to see SPIDA as a Knick, but the way it played out just made me feel a lot better about the situation. Ainge only wanted to fleece us, and that's not how it went. So yeah, at the end of the day, no deal can be better than doing the deal. Almighty's just not sold on anybody on this roster. Yeah, I could see that. Kaiser, the reason we didn't have even more assets to go get Donovan is because we didn't tank when we should have to maximize our draft picks and have even better capital. Cleveland did, and they had better. Yep. Yeah, Cleveland tanked sooner, definitely, Kaiser. That's how they got Mobley. That's how they got Sexton, Garland, and that. Yep. They definitely committed to that tank, man. Pee Wee showing love to Cleveland. Cavs in 4. Yep, let's see, fam. Let's see. Yep, I'll keep that receipt. M. Rivera, good point. Maybe he didn't want to send SPIDA to New York. Yep. That's my feelings, man, on that all along. I just look at the way the negotiations played out. It just didn't seem like he really wanted to deal with the Knicks, Every time we put a great package on the table, he walked away. All reports say that. That's facts, man. All reports say he walked away whenever it was at the 2-yard line. And to me, that just tells me it's a dude that just wasn't interested at all to do a deal, man. And no wonder Leon was also fed up with this thing as well. Right? He did it out of spite. Exactly like Arturo said, man. Yep. He did it out of spite, man. And let's not forget, this dude has this reputation around the league, man. He has a dirty reputation like that, man. So nobody wants to deal with Ainge, right? The truth is the Knicks have been better to deal with around the league. We do people favors. We did the LA Lakers a favor last time. We saved the money with the Rondo deal, right? Let's not forget that, man. Some teams do like to deal with the Knicks. Truth is, Ainge knew SPIDA wanted the Knicks, right? He was losing his prized asset, and he didn't want the Knicks to get him. And if they were, it was going to be at a premium with that thing. Yep. Knicks management should have never shown their face at those playoff games in Dallas. They did it to themselves with that. If that is the sole reason that ticked people off, then so be it. But I agree it wasn't the best look. I prefer dudes do things quietly as well. I think it was unnecessary. But I don't think the Knicks really did anything wrong. If that's what ticked people off, then so be it. Yep. You give up everything for the last guy to go all in, not the first guy. Great points. Dirty Dancer on point with that, right? Yeah, exactly what you said, right? That's pulling the cart before the horse with that situation, right? Yep. Pee Wee, little old Cleveland came in and snatched Spider away from you guys. Yep. Hey, from my perspective, I ain't mad, fam. Yep. If you're trying to get me upset, I ain't mad at that. Some Knicks fans are, but I ain't mad as well. To me, you can't put all your eggs in one basket, and the Spider Mitchell thing wasn't a great fit for the New York Knicks. Yep. They'll not win a chip with the Cavs as well. The Cavs can enjoy a small backcourt. Let's see how that plays out in the East, man. With the Malcolm Brogdons, Jaylen Browns, Jason Tatums, man, they're going to bully Cleveland with that thing. Even Jimmy Butler out in Miami and James Harden with Philly as well. Yeah, I still think the Cavs are gonna have some struggle. I think Darius Garland, as talented as he is, he's too small. Yep. I think his size is going to have people worried with that situation. Yep. K Stewart, we are good. Salute. Yep. Absolutely, man. But yeah, let's focus a bit on Quentin Grimes too, because Jonathan Wasserman as well makes a great point. Grimes' perceived value by us may be the biggest storyline or X factor in this deal, non-deal. The Knicks betting heavy on Quentin Grimes. So, Danny Ainge knew it. He wanted him. And that's great. From my point of view, I love Quentin Grimes as well. The fact that he's on a rookie deal, still we get to see what we got. He's ascending up in here. And Mark Berman confirms that Knicks withheld Quentin Grimes for all offers per source with that situation, right? So with that situation, we're looking to tee up a big show tomorrow as well. So keep it on lock. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. We've got a big guest coming through. Fingers crossed everything plays out tomorrow as well. And we're going to be this guest connected to the New York Knicks. And we're going to be hitting them with some heavy insight. But Tarek says Ainge didn't play the Knicks. Ainge played himself. Go look at the haul he got. You want. You stack or $5. A stack or $5. Your choice. He played himself. We got all our assets for when a superstar is available, but not Donovan Mitchell with that thing, man. Yeah, I've said it, man. Our assets don't go away, man. The New York Knicks assets are still with us. That's straight with that thing. We just got to go all in for the right guy, man. But yeah, I'm a big fan of signing a free agent as well. Let's see what Spider Mitchell does in 2 years' time. Yeah, let's see what he does in 2 years' time. And like Pee Wee's point, I think Spider Mitchell has a player option in the final year. So yeah, after 2 years' time, he can choose his fate with that thing, man. But let's read out what Jarvis is thinking with this situation. I'm so glad the saga is over. I'm not disappointed one bit over this. We have all our picks and assets. D. Mitchell is not KD. Facts. Happy for the Cavs. Let's clear the log jam. Right. My thoughts exactly, Jarvis, on point with what you just said. I'm happy for the Cavs too as well. Make no mistake, they've turned their franchise around. And I was shocked. Initially, I was shocked with this thing. But now I've had time to think and get over this situation, right? And the show goes on in Broadway. Man, you can never tie yourself to one situation too much, right? If anything, I feel like Leon Rose was too desperate to try to get this thing done, right? I would have just pulled away straight away, right? The second they rejected RJ quickly, Mitchell Robinson, 3 picks, swaps, and all that, I would have said, man, this guy's on crack. He's not willing to do no fair deal. And that's true. Like he didn't want the Knicks deal, never did. Never did. Dirty says Cavs have a huge window. If they get Mitchell to defend, if he plays like last year, I don't see how they get a chip. I really do think we're getting to the point where Donovan Mitchell could be overrated because, there are a lot of national media guys, people I've talked to, that just feel like he's just another RJ Barrett, basically. Just inefficient. He's an inefficient scorer, basically. Yes, he's athletic. Yes, he can take games over. He's a dynamic scorer, but to win a chip, I just I question whether SPIDA Mitchell is that dude, that number one dude on a team to help you win a chip, basically. So the New York Knicks didn't really lose out on a lot with this thing, in my opinion, with that. Iron sharpens iron. D Rose pushes Brunson. IQ pushes Fournier. Grimes or Cam push RJ as well. Yet we lost a lot of tight games, Jerry. Yep, absolutely. With that. Yep, completely agree. Yep, Almighty says, I know Donovan Mitchell doesn't want to play in Cleveland. Yep, absolutely. Facts, yep. Dollar Bill, salute. What's good, brother? Could not sleep all night with this situation. Yeah, it's crazy times with this thing. Hector, what's good? The players had to be removed are gone. With Kemba, Burks, and Noel, what worked the year before was D. Tibbs' MO. Yep. Yeah, Tibbs got to get us back to playing better D. Yep, definitely. Tarek, there are levels to this. Know the difference. For Giannis, you give up the treasure chest. But for SPIDA, hell no. You do that, you're fired. That is Phil Jackson territory. Yep. Definitely, Tarek, on point as well. And, the SPIDA deal makes more sense for the Cavs because you pair SPIDA with more dudes, then that makes more sense. But you pair SPIDA with Jalen Brunson, who's basically a mini clone. RJ Barrett is another mini clone. Julius. I mean, it wasn't getting us to no 4th or 3rd seed. It just wasn't, man. Dirty says I'm rooting for the Cavs, but mostly just because I hate Boston, Miami, Brooklyn. Yeah, appreciate you for that, man. Yeah. Cavs are definitely more likable from my perspective than Boston, Miami, Brooklyn. Absolutely facts with that, man. Yep. Ainge, very spiteful, man. Agree with that thing, man. Think about it, too, from his perspective, right? He knew Donovan wanted a Nick. He knew he was going to lose Donovan. He didn't want to send him to the Knicks in the New York market where he wants to be. And then especially after the Knicks executives turned up to their playoff game, right? And we stole Jalen Brunson from their opposing team, Dallas, and we were there to steal SPIDA from Utah. Also, let's not rule out that co-ownership in Utah, co-ownership, Dwayne Wade, who also knows that the Knicks parted with David Fizdale. They rehired David Fizdale out in Utah, right? So I don't hear nobody talking about that dynamic. There's no way co-owner Dwayne Wade would have been happy sending Donovan Mitchell to New York. I just don't see that either. Dollar Bill says we need to send Randall and Evan on the block with that thing. Yep. Absolutely, man. Those guys are the next guys out of here, I feel like. Yep. Kevin says, who is that backcourt guarding in Cleveland? I'll wait. Yep. Yep. Agree. Completely agree with that. Yep. Defense still got to win games, right? Margaret rooting for the Knicks to do well. Yep. Me too. Absolutely. We do well this year. That means our young players have grown and we're sitting on something great. Now, I know the draft is great this year, but we're going to get talent in this draft no matter what. We got picks to move around and do certain things if we need. But yeah, my sole focus is on the Knicks to be 500 or better this year, and show development. Show our young players. We develop right. We got lottery talent, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't always about just keep hitting the lottery. It's about developing our current lottery talent. And that's RJ, that's Obi, that's Quentin Grimes, not Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish. We got lottery talent, right? Kaiser says Cavs are more patient. They've been rebuilding longer than we have, and the Knicks need to have that same level of patience. Yep. And they got luck too, fam. I agree, but they got luck. They hit on certain guys. They hit on Darius Garland. They hit Evan Mobley as well. They had the veteran with Kevin Love, so they had some remnants of stability before. I don't know if they hit on Isaac Okoro yet, but he's actually a good fit for them at the moment. He's absolutely a good fit with that. Yeah, Fizdale's the worst coach ever. Yep, absolutely, with that thing. Jarrett Allen injury prone. Yeah, we got to see how that plays out with the size. I'm not a fan of Mobley and Allen together. That's just my opinion. But yeah, let's see how that plays out with that. Eddie, salute. Remember Cleveland last year, even with their uptick, were only a play-in team. We just missed the playoffs because of Tibbs playing the kids way too late. Burks never was a point. Worst coaching. Yep. Absolutely, man. We got things that can just go our way this year by default. Better closing out games, better free throw shooting, better schemes, all of those things too. Yep. Karis LeVert injury prone too. And Arturo wants to see Mark Jackson up in here to coach. Tibbs to the front office. I think Tibbs's situation this year is going to be pivotal for his future with this thing. I don't think if he lasts this year, he is here for the long term. But if he's not, then he's gone this year, I think. Yep. We're just moving in the other direction, and that just speaks too much to where we're at right now. Right, we're not built to contend whatsoever with this thing. Lars says Knicks fans would hate bad draft nights for half a decade. The one almost killed us. Yeah, that right. You need luck with that thing, but yeah, it's very, very, very stressful with the draft night. Is it a crapshoot? The truth is the Knicks have failed to develop talent too. As much as they've whiffed on draft picks, they've failed to develop. Cavs have a franchise level player in Mobley. Yep, they're definitely better equipped to get a Donovan Mitchell with that thing. But yeah, the East is absolutely stacked at the moment. This year, I don't recall the East being this strong for God knows how long. Yep. The Cavs are a small market team. That's why they have to be patient. Yep. They also won a chip not too long ago with LeBron James. That allows you to be patient. The Knicks haven't won a chip in 50 years. So, yeah, we can't compare ourselves to the Cavs or anybody with this situation. Philip Ross, what's good? Sometimes it's just depressing, but we have Grimes, though. Yeah. I think, with terms of expectations, we expected SPIDA to be a Knick. So that's definitely, a surprise from that perspective. But I was saving myself for a small percentage that he wasn't going to be a Knick, so I'm not truly disappointed with the situation. But once I figured out the details and how it played out, I'm more than good that this thing didn't go through. More than good, man. That deal would have crucified the Knicks. It would have crucified us. That thing, right? For one guy, just one guy, SPIDA. With that thing, right? That would have just been insane. So yeah, I'm happy the Knicks move forward. That's what it's all about. So give us your season expectations now, chat, ladies and gents, as more details will come out of this thing. But yeah, I do see that the New York Knicks, this thing has happened for the better. for us, and we can finally move on from this circus with this thing. The season of the Knicks, if we are not a playoff team by All-Star break and don't show promise, we have to mail it in and maximize that pick. We need a Wembanyama, Scoot, or one of the Thompsons. Yeah, facts, man. That's going to be a watch all season, man. It's going to be fascinating if we get out of the gate slow, man. Kaiser, you hit, because yeah, we know how tough the schedule is as well. We know Tom Thibodeau and the likeliness that he likes to play certain veterans as well. So yeah, this season could be derailed quickly, but there's a silver lining with that. Absolutely, man. Well, we miss out on the play-in, and man, what a year to be in the lottery, ladies and gentlemen. Do not compare this draft to any years in the recent past, because we could get serious talent. The lottery has so many all-star potential players with this thing. Mike, agree with, Grimes being undersized is a big concern. Also, the fact that he looks like he can't hit a shot if he isn't in perfect rhythm on the upside. He does have a 6'8" wingspan and great form on his shot. Yeah, I like his versatility in terms of being able to put the ball on the floor too. That's something that Evan Fournier, was going to bring to this team. Not just a spot-up shooter, but being able to put it on the floor as well. So, that's upside for me for Quentin Grimes. He can play make with that thing, right? And what a player to hold out of the deal with that situation, right? Knicks withheld Grimes from all offers per source with this thing. So, yeah, I'm happy about that from that perspective. Leon Rose and the Knicks front office and co were super high on a certain guy. He's their guy, and they're keeping him out of the deals now. Yep. Yeah. Pee Wee hits on, hey, it's all good, Knicks fans. You guys are the biggest market in the country. No worries. You will land a superstar soon with that situation. Eddie says, keep Tibbs away from the front office. He'll trade all our kids for some over-the-hill bet. Yeah. Assuming he wouldn't be sole decision maker, but yeah, that'd be interesting with the Gerson Rosas fit as well. Yep. Parrish, salute. The biggest untold story is how Cleveland and Minnie, Philly and New Orleans got lottery luck as soon as they lost the top player. We never move up to get our guy. Yep. We've never moved up since Patrick Ewing, fam. So yeah, suspect, absolutely. Yep. Arturo says, Pee Wee, you're a quality dude, but our luck, we won't get a star with this thing, right? Truth is, every time dudes have had a choice to really be a Knick, like it's been their choice, they've come to New York. I talk about Stoudemire. Yes, the money was there, but Stoudemire had a choice, and he chose the Knicks because he wanted to be here. Then it was Carmelo Anthony really put it to Denver and the league. I want to be in New York, and he became a New York Knick at the end of the day. Then most recently, Jalen Brunson could have gone anywhere, basically. Unrestricted free agent. He said, I want to be in New York, and he chose the Knicks. So my point is, the best way the Knicks can succeed and get that guy, we need the person to say, hey, it's the Knicks or nobody at the end of the day, right? None of this putting our fate in other teams' hands, who could trade to anybody, things like that, right? The truth is, if Donovan Mitchell is upset that he's not a Knick, he can only blame himself, right? He could have straight up James Harden this thing and said, no, I'm only going to the Knicks, right? But he didn't do that. And now he's not a New York Knick. So, like I said, my point is Carmelo Anthony did that. Amari did that. Jalen Brunson did that. And they became a New York Knick. So, like I said, it's got to be the dude saying, I want the Knicks, and I want to go there. And all the rest is history, right? None of this putting our fate in other teams' hands, because we know how it ends up with that thing, right? Would I be happy if we got Fox with this thing? You know what? 2 years ago, I would have. But right now, I don't mind Fox, but I think we're good for now. I think we're good at the moment. I want to see what Brunson looks like as well. But yeah, Fox is talent. Definitely. I like adding talent, but I just don't know about the fit right now. I think 2 years ago, I would have as well. Margaret says draft is rigged. Knicks worst team in the league, and we draft the 3rd overall pick. Yep, with KP and with RJ. Cleveland, the worst team, get number 1 pick 3 times in 5 years. Yeah, man. And knowing our luck, that the lottery odds changed too, man. The whole scheme changed, right? As much as we say the draft is a crapshoot, so is free agency and trades. There is no guarantees, but amassing draft picks is more of a lock. Yep. Stacking it patiently, like you spit on, man. Absolutely, man. 2 words that are at the roots of the Knicks curse is box office and splash. Those things are a ringmaster says. A circus, but real professional NBA execs don't run a team that way. Change is here. Man, you hit with that, fam. Yep. Box office and splash. Yep. And that's proof, man. Is Quentin Grimes box office? Is Quentin Grimes splash? But they did heaven and earth to keep Quentin Grimes out of this deal. So yeah, they're playing chess with this thing, right? They know talent. They know talent that makes a difference with this thing, man. Yep. He allowed the Bargs trade and disallowed the Lowry trade, like in like a calendar year. That hurt us for sure, man. Yep. Yep, definitely that hurt us. This show is quality. I appreciate it. Tibbs need to go to an old folks home and interact with his peers. Let JB take over with a creative mindset. Up in here, man. Kevin, great takes, but I think I would struggle to see James Dolan investing in a young coach, inexperienced coach, man. I think the track record tells us if Tibbs is fired, I think they're going to look at another established big name. And I've been saying this for a minute. I think they'll definitely throw the bag at Jay Wright. I think Jay Wright's a guy that reports in the past say that James Dolan's always been tempted to try to get out here as well with this thing. Geraldine says, don't blame Dolan. He hasn't meddled with the team in years. He just hired the wrong front office guys and then they signed the wrong coach. The biggest thing is he doesn't know nothing about basketball. Like you said, he keeps hiring the wrong dudes. Exactly, right? Yep. Tarek agrees with that thing, man. He has been staying out the way recently. He's definitely messed up in the past with this thing and set us back. But yeah, for now, his methodologies might be flawed in terms of hiring the big names, Phil Jackson, things like that. But I'm glad the fact that he's stepping away and just letting this thing build, right? Jet Life says we won't be bad enough to get a good pick in this draft, but not good enough to even make the play in. It's NBA purgatory with this thing, man. That's what I hope this doesn't end up being, Jet Life. But what I see as being different is this young core, right? The thing is, if we're investing in them this year, we might not be good enough to get a draft pick or make the play in. But my hope is that 1 or 2 or 3 of these guys really take that next leap. And that's what takes our franchise to the next level. So we have who we have right now. We can't change the past, right? We can't change undrafting RJ Barrett. We can't change undrafting Obi Toppin, quickly Grimes, trading for Cam Reddish. what's done is done. But what we can hope is that these guys grow up, right, and take a next level, take the next leap. And that's when we're good for the future up in here, right? That's what we hope on, what we bank on to happen this year. Well, that's the silver lining for me. But they got to get minutes. They got to get minutes. D. Grant says, I think the Knicks shot themselves down. It does not matter how Mitchell laid low about it. The Knicks should have been more aggressive, says D. Grant. I get, the frustration. You definitely wanted Mitchell here. I just don't know what more the Knicks could have done. I don't think Danny Ainge wanted to deal with us. I just don't think he really did with this thing. He was waiting and waiting and waiting for other teams to increase their offers and use the Knicks as leverage. I think use the Knicks as for desperation. Yeah, SGA has that Kentucky connection. Let's see how that plays out, man. One thing's for sure is RJ Barrett now is the face, right? He's earning the most salary as well. How invested are they in him remains to be seen. But if he says to them, hey, I want SGA, I would love to pair with this guy, maybe they do put a lot of investment in what he wants with RJ, right? HJ says if they value Grimes as much as it sounds like, then he has to start over Fournier. Yep. Couldn't agree more with that. You hit with that, fam. They definitely kept him out of this deal, and it's got to be pivotal that they play Quentin Grimes now, man. I think Summer League just did it for that situation, right? The buck stops at Dolan, Dirty says. And Eddie says we can't hit on a young player in the draft unless we actually have picks. Patience, sooner or later we will get lucky, but this front office knows how to draft. Yep. And that's why this ultimately no deal might end up being a blessing for the Knicks, right? Because whether we did it by default or not, we're forced to be patient now and see who we have right now. See what we can do in the draft with this thing, right? That's a huge silver lining with this thing, right? You never know what happens in the future. I'm not trying to be negative or wish injury upon no one, but let's say the Cavs suffer a bad injury or luck, the fit doesn't go their way, right? You just never know. I never overreact to these instant things. There can be initial disappointment. We don't get Donovan Mitchell, definitely. But you got to play out these games. You got to see what happens, right? The fit is important with this thing. Donovan Mitchell could hold back someone's development with this thing. And in terms of defensive fit, it was bad. It was just a bad defensive fit. Brooklyn Buddha in the house. When we stop coveting stars and being thirsty and just focus on building a good organization, the stars will come. Desperation never attracts. That, yep. And in terms of that, Danny Ainge was definitely playing on the Knicks' desperation, but times have changed. Times have changed in the past, right? Like I said, if this was the Melo deal all over again and the Knicks had 6 picks to give up to get it done, they would have done it as well. So, in the end of the day, blessing in disguise that Danny was mean and he went to the Cavs to do the deal, right? And I know the Knicks front office were shocked, by all reports, pissed off, but I'm just glad, man. It was blessing in disguise for us, for me personally, right? Yep. Philip says, next level to the play-in. I'm about it with that. Eddie agrees 100%. One or two of either RJ, Obi, Grimes, IQ, Cam will put to be all-star caliber players. Yep. Will turn out to be all-star caliber players. One or two of either RJ, Obi, Grimes. Yep. Yep, man. Definitely, man. Watch these guys grow up with chemistry and play together, man. That's one thing we can't take away from this team, right? RJ, Obi, Grimes, IQ. they have chemistry. They played summer league together. They played multiple seasons now. Will play multiple seasons coming through. And I think with Brunson and Derrick Rose's leadership, veteranship up in here as well, I think these guys are going to have fun playing next to each other, right? No more dark clouds over their heads. I think in this thing. Yep. And like we said earlier, don't disregard the fact that Mitchell can leave after 2 seasons, right? There's all this talk his contract goes for 3 seasons. I think the 3rd year is a player option up in here, so don't sleep on that, fam. Yep. HJ says SGA will cost more than what Ainge wanted for SPIDA because of the time remaining on his deal, which is 5 years. Yep. Yep, with that thing. Look, I do feel SGA is another name that'll be around for years to come. Let's just see what we have. Truth is, we got to build to the steps that get us to the position to need an SGA. Right now, we got to focus on who we have, I think. Jay says, salute CT. Every other front office would have given Ainge everything he wanted, and the Knicks would be stuck in no man's land with no way of getting better. Yep. Absolutely. You summed it up, Jay. I don't know what more the Knicks front office could have done, man. I was shocked when I saw the fact that RJ, IQ, 3 picks were on the table with Mitch as well, and they still didn't take that as well. So I've been saying it from the get-go. The Rudy Gobert deal gave Ainge a big head. You trade Rudy Gobert and you get what you got. Man, that just made him see dollar signs in his eyes. And he's like, man, I got SPIDA Mitchell, man. I want 6 unprotecteds as well. And I don't think that was far-fetched. I think that early report that Danny Ainge first spoke to the Knicks and said, no, I want 6 to 7 picks. I think that's completely true. I think that was Danny Ainge just being brazen in the beginning, right? He said to the Knicks, man, if you're going to get Donovan Mitchell, I want 6 to 7 picks. I just got 5 for Rudy Gobert, right? If Rudy Gobert got me 5, I want 6 to 7. So, yeah. Margaret says, can we focus on Cam, Grimes, Obi, IQ, Sims, RJ Brunson, Deuce? Stop talking about SGA. Let's develop our young players at the moment. Look, this is going to be a pivotal year for the Knicks. Like I said, we can't sit on the fence on some of these young players anymore because they're getting further into their deals. They're going to get a good opportunity this year to see who they are. And we got the point guard. We finally got Brunson as well. So there can't be any more excuses that they don't get minutes or we don't have a point guard, all of those things. So yeah, it's like Margaret says, it's critical that this year we get to see who we got in these players. But yeah, if they ain't producing, well, expect the criticism to come with this thing. Ball don't lie. What's good? The trade took so long to happen. I'm good without it. With this thing, yeah. I think it comes down to Ainge just not wanting to do biz with us, Jay says the need to stop looking for saviors and short, quick-sighted fixes that always ends badly. Yep. Yeah, with desperation, fam. Yep. At the end of the day, you got to sit back and wait for good players to entertain you. Be on players' lists for free agency. Request the trade to the Knicks. Those are the kind of words I want to hear. I want to request the trade to the Knicks. Or as a free agent, I want to sign with the Knicks. Right? All of these things. We can't get too desperate up in here, right? Like I said, the 3 biggest acquisitions we had in the past, or 4, were all dudes that chose the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle chose the Knicks, Carmelo Anthony, and Amari Stoudemire. Well, the 4 biggest acquisitions that we had as a franchise, they all chose us. Well, they all said I wanted to be with the Knicks. Yep. Mike Boy says, my concern is Grimes Evan is usually better in his second year. Will Tibbs even start Quentin if that happens? Evan's usually better in his second year. I think Evan's salary is it's a clunky fit right now. I think the front office is going to override what Tibbs wants. I really feel Leon Rose knows what he needs to do. And I think he really values Quentin Grimes now, which what we're seeing. And yeah, I'm not worried about Fournier staying in the way at the moment. I think Fournier, if he's here, he should be off the bench. Yet me personally. Bricks Nation, salute, what's good? Boy, do we need RJ and Obi to step up, way up this upcoming season. You can't say that enough, man. Say that again with those two. Yep. Basically, they're the three guys two of the three guys I'm most highest on, if I'm keeping it real with everybody. It's Jalen Brunson, RJ, and Obi. Well, yep. Three guys, young guys. They play three different positions. Well, they could change the fortunes of this franchise. Yep. Almighty, yep, confirms. SPIDA Mitchell's deal. 3rd year is a player option. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. Let the clock start ticking. And he would still be in his prime. Let's not act like he would be over the hill. Donovan Mitchell will only be 28 when he can choose the Knicks as an unrestricted free agent, right? And link up with his father in New York City as well, who's with the Mets, a diehard Mets fan, right? Let him make that run with the Cleveland Cavs for 2 years. If it doesn't look good, then look for him to choose his fate now to be a New York Knick up in here. Johnny Boy, salute. Who's a star that would be a good fit with this group now that Mitchell is off the table? That's definitely going to be the topic of conversation moving all throughout this season, fam. The biggest thing we can bank on, and I don't know all the names, but look for the CAA. I think look for CAA. I cannot state how important that is for this organization, right? Isaiah Hartenstein was CAA. Jalen Brunson, CAA. Leon Rose is Mr. CAA, was Mr. CAA. James Dolan is in bed with CAA. So for better or for worse, that could help get us a star. That is leverage the Knicks have. Outside of that, I think the Knicks could look to the Kentucky connection. Karl Anthony Towns, whenever he's available. If Minnie aren't doing nothing, I think, yeah, I'm only looking for the connections with the Knicks at the moment. It's hard to look past that at the moment. Yep. HJ, spitting facts as well. Yep. Grimes, yep, all out there for him. Kaiser says, listen, from here on out, every team with a star is probably going to ask for what we offered for the Jazz for Donovan. They won't want to take less. So going through the draft is the only option left. That thing, fam. That's keeping it a buck too. And I will say this. I will say how quickly did the Cavs turn it around. So yeah, for anybody who's frustrated with the draft route, it could be quicker than you think, right? You just have to hit on the high-end talent, the blue chip guys, right? Victor's, Scoot Henderson's, Evan Mobley's, Cleveland, Darius Garland. Cleveland turned it around so fast that we could be back there in 3 years' time, right? With the help of some of these young players that have popped with us, hopefully with Cam, Obi, Grimes, RJ, all of these dudes out here, man. Yep. So yeah. Tarek says the sad thing is, though, if Steph Curry would have come to the Knicks with today's fans, Knicks fans would have tried to run him out of town after the first few years. Yep. Knicks fans don't know ride or die with this thing, man. It's been tough, man. It's been a tough past with who we got out here, man. The thing is, we always seem to get the consolation, except for Carmelo. But yes, Stoudemire was the consolation. With Julius Randle was the consolation free agent signing. Tyson Chandler was the wrong move at the wrong time. And I really feel high on the Jalen Brunson thing in terms of fit and timing. That could be the best time and right time for a Jalen Brunson kind of talent. up in here. Kaiser says SGA price shouldn't be that high, but OKC are in desperation after SPIDA failure. They will try to fleece us. I think OKC is a lot more patient. I think definitely the picks would need to be done. I don't know about the players though. The players Ainge wanted won't be the players that Presti will want, I think. Yep. Knicks have to be a good team for the agents to want to come to New York. Margaret, agree. Or at least look stable, trending, in that right direction, man. Yep. We got to be loyal to those who choose us as well with this situation. Yep. Are we still moving Randall, Steven? I do see that happening. Yep, definitely, man. The front office knows, and everything we've been hearing, it's Obi or Randall. They've got to make that decision, fam. They've definitely got to make that decision this season. There's no going around that. There's no more going around that right now. As well. Look, the truth is about Julius Randle. I think it may not happen before the season, but there will be teams that start slow. Look for that. Look for teams to start slow. They will want upgrades. I think up in here as well. D. Ras, salute. What's good? Yeah, like I said with Randall, it's about Phoenix. It's about the Charlotte Hornets kind of things. Look for teams that need help as well. Yep. RS, what's good? Are the Knicks just going to continue to look for a star savior? Start developing your own talent. That's my dream, man. That's what I hope with this thing, man. And yet we got a troll up in here. Yep, we got it up in here. Jarvis, I took care of that. Dirty says I could see Jaylen Brown as the next guy who does one out. With those trade rumors, he might be pissed. Might be pissed. I think so, man. Talk about the way that dude's been dealing with that. That is something out there, man. There's no loyalty, man, to players out in here. And I think that's just proof that there's just no loyalty, man. Boston gets so close with what they got, and they're willing to just throw away Jaylen Brown. So for an aging KD, yep, I completely could see this tough situation with RJ as well. They need to quickly get behind him and rock with that situation, right? Because we've re-signed him now. They made their move, they made their deal out here. Yep, this is a good name, actually. A good name to look out for with Jaren Jackson Jr. becoming available, fam. I'm going to say a huge yes to that. Yep. Jaren Jackson Jr. can be available. Yep, I can see that, man. There was connections to the organization with Jaren Jackson's father up in here as well. I think having to do with Westchester with that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens out in Memphis. They don't get what they want to do. Yep, it could be a nice fit. I like his length as well. Yep. The thing is, the Celtics are always used to flipping their roster as well to be relevant again and again and again, I think. And Arturo sees that as well with Jaren Jackson Jr. up in here and his fit as well. Now, like I said with Obi, how confident are you guys that Obi is long-term with this New York Knicks situation? Because, we got Julius, I think, who's going to be out, and they are going to give Obi that chance. But, I could see him taking that chance for sure, but I could also see him flipped in the future. Still, Dre, what's good? What kind of deal do you think is possible with the interest in the Celtic Center? Yeah, with that deal, I don't I don't buy into that Tice deal too much, fam. I think that was just a leak to build up some value. You know, people do love to use the Knicks as leverage, fam. And with that said, I do think we're good at the big man spot, man. With Obi, still Randall here, Hartenstein, Mitch, Sims. I can't see a deal for that Daniel Tice, man. What are your thoughts on that, chat? With Daniel Tice situation? Yeah, I just think that was a leak. Yep. Yeah, LaMelo situation, watch that closely too, fam. LaMelo Ball, Dirty says, is also in a bad situation. And we know his dad wants him in a big market. Yep. New York City absolutely does want that, man. I just want us to choose a direction. Yep, JJ. Yep, I completely agree with that, man. And I do feel like by default we're heading in one direction at the moment, and that's being bad again, being average to bad, ending up missing out on the play-in potentially and getting into that lottery again with that thing, right? But yeah, the last remnants of these veterans got to play out with Tibbs, Fournier, Randall, right? That would send us, to me, signal the next direction with this thing, right? And a more patient build. This thing, yep. Jarvis wouldn't mind Jaren Jackson as well. Yep. Hector would see this season as being successful if we made the playoffs. We get the Wizard and Dallas picks. Yep. Definitely that, and great development. You know, maybe an all-star. Jalen Brunson looks like the real deal as well. Obviously, yeah, to make the playoffs, these guys would have to produce. Yeah, man, good looks with that, fam. With that. OKC need shooters. Fournier could be the perfect fit. I think he might be a bit old, but yeah, veterans can still be valuable. Mike Boy, Cavs fans, don't spoil it. You got some people in New York rooting for you sometimes. Yeah. JJ says, were you sold at all by Obi when he got big minutes when Randall was out? He did look good, albeit with some meaningless games. Yep. It's like we talked about with Bill Daughtry as well, right? Was it just bottom feeders or was it legit? I'm definitely on the mindset it's legit. Yep. Definitely, JJ. I'm sold on Obi Toppin. In this modern NBA, I think he's perfect for this thing, man, fam. He's a mismatch. He runs the floor like no other big. Plays above the rim, something the Knicks need and love. And yeah, I just think an Obi Mitch front court is ideal. They both play above the rim. Think about that for a second. You know, we get a couple dynamic guards up in here with two big men that play above the rim. Truth is, Randall plays below the rim right now. We see what that happens in the playoffs, man. You could stop that. You could stymie that. Well, you send that double team to block Julius's pathway to the cup. We saw it against Atlanta. But Mitch, Obi, those guys get putbacks, lobs, alleys as well. Good rim runners as well. Look for Obi, Mitch. Good combination out here. Hartenstein, Obi as well. Yep. I think, yeah, that's the modern NBA, fam. Look at the Tatums, the Browns. They can defend and they can play above the rim. Well, we need athleticism. Yeah, imagine if Cam Reddish pops and you got Cam at the 3, Obi 4, Mitch 5, right? 3 guys that can play above the rim. Well, and that's what I'm looking out for. But yeah, like I told you, my dream 3 is Brandon Ingram up in the air, right? A Brandon Ingram, Obi, Mitch combination would be nice, right? Yep. Tarek says, I'll root for the Pistons before I root for Cleveland. Yep, I feel you on that. Feel you on that, fam. Almighty wants Scotty Barnes. They found themselves a great one in that, man. Definitely with that. And in terms of the dynasties, look at the Warriors, right? They drafted all them dudes. Draymond, Clay, Steph. That's the blueprint. Look at the Spurs dynasty as well. That's the blueprint, man. JJ, I agree with you, CT. Really want to see what Obi can do with big minutes. Got to move Randall somehow. Yep, facts. Right. Talk about homegrown. Like I said, there's no more 3 homegrown dudes than Mitch, Obi, and Randall. So Mitch, Obi, and RJ. Well, homegrown to the max with this thing. Then of course we got IQ still, and we got Brunson with family ties. So I just think the chemistry is going to be real good this year with Randall gone, and even if Fournier's here, he's a good locker room guy. It's Fournier. Derrick Rose is a calming influence. I think these guys are going to play with a lot more fun and hunger and desire as well, with Cam Reddish, with Grimes. If Deuce is still here as well, I could rock with that for a whole season. It would be fun to see these dudes, right? We may not be very good, but it would be heading in the right direction, I think, man. HJ says, yeah, agrees with the Ingram thing, man. That's the kind of dude we need. Yep. Hector says we own these picks if Wizards win and the Mavericks win. Yep. Yeah, great points with that, fam, too. We keep our own pick. We got the Mavs. We got the Wizards as well. Yep. Say, hey, Cleveland got Donovan Mitchell, right? And Utah got what they got from Cleveland. But no one got our picks now. We still got them. So we didn't lose any flexibility, man. Well, somebody's going to take these picks. CT, would you trade Randall for Kuzma? Yep, definitely. Definitely, I would trade Randall for Kuzma with that situation. Yep, I would. I think it's a better fit. Kuzma and Obi could play next to each other, whereas Randall and Obi cannot. Well, we need positional versatility up in here. Yep. D-Ras too, yet. Grimes and Hartenstein, man. Let's not sleep on them. Hartenstein's going to be fun this season too. From all that we've heard, all that I'm seeing with that situation, man, he's going to be real nice with this situation. Yeah, not even worried if Mitch needs a rest with that thing. They're not getting rid of him, but Ingram's last year of his contract is 24-25. That's a realistic trade target. Yep. Facts, right? But yet Pels are going to be scary, I think. Yet 27 years old. Is that? I think Jokic. Yep. Yet there's nothing to do in Cleveland as well. Can see that, man. Definitely free agents want to struggle with that. Salute the Knicks. What's good, fam? Yep. Yeah, addition by subtraction now. Arturo, fam. Yep. And let's not forget, the narrative throughout the NBA season changes quickly, man. Let's just start the season, see what plays out. Don't forget about the trade deadline. Teams get desperate. Things happen. Players get injured. Disgruntled stars request out if they're losing. Things aren't working well. Well, the Knicks are going to be sitting pretty with all this package, this war chest we got, man. Think about what a team is going to want with Derrick Rose expiring deal at the trade deadline. How that's going to help a contender, a desperate contender, because teams do get desperate, right? So everybody want to clown on the Knicks. We missed out on SPIDA. We're backed into a corner. All of those things. That's not true. It just ain't true right now. Again, our picks aren't going to expire. We got flexibility. We're going to get the Mavericks picks, likely the Washington pick. We got a huge upcoming draft coming up. We've got young players that we can give all the minutes in the world to see what they look like this season. Maybe one or two of them pop, and we rock from there. Right, we absolutely rock from there. Yep. Yeah, the West is crazy, eh? The Pels made the playoffs with the losing record as well. So yeah, things are changing out here, man. The East is the beast right now, man. Yep. So with this said, RJ Barrett, I feel like he's going to handle himself, the best possible way. He got the bag. He wants to be here. The biggest thing is Julius Randle and Evan Fournier. Now look out for the Lakers to start making some moves as well. They're looking for some help out here. Russell Westbrook, they want to get him off the books. So that's the next big domino to fall in this free agency, this off-season period as well. But there's going to be all these leaks about more, deals that were rejected and which players were involved and all that ish. But I'm moving past that now, right? I'm really looking forward to and really moving ahead to this upcoming season now to see what we have on the court with this thing. The only other moves I see playing out is the Randall and Fournier deals and Derrick Rose as well. I think look out for a Derrick Rose potential move with this thing. Yeah, and I could see the Cavs being a play-in team as well. Definitely, there's no guarantee with this thing. I really think the short-term focus should be on trading up in the 2023 draft with all these picks and assets. Yeah, HJ hit with that, man. Yep. That's what I said. We could really use this year to be a platform to leap off, whether it be giving minutes to the young players and they pop, or the draft if things turn south with that thing, right? Generational talent ain't going nowhere. Now we know they most likely ain't building through the draft again, but yeah, with the ammo to properly trade up, that is a situation, right? The Knicks' thoughts are, I'm torn on the whole Mitchell situation. I wouldn't give up RJ, but I would have given 3 unprotecteds, 2 protecteds, Evan, Cam, IQ, McBride. That's where I draw the line as well, fam. No RJ in the deal. I would have given up Grimes, IQ, or Obi, and 3 unprotecteds as well. But yeah, look, I ain't feeling sorry for us because Danny Ainge was the roadblock, and he wasn't willing to do a fair deal with this thing yet. And I got no beef with the Cavs either. I just really want to take it to them. Yeah, like Curon said, Ainge really only wanted to decimate us, increasing our picks value going to him. Also wanted to win the headline. Yep, that's absolutely facts, man. Yep, everybody can see that now. Damn right. Whether the Knicks leaked that deal out or not, right? He wanted a haul from the Knicks, and he got a haul from Cleveland. Ain't mad at them. Good on them for stepping in and getting it done. Now, I was never married to SPIDA Mitchell. I would have loved to see him as a Knick, but it just didn't happen for us, and we move, right? That's the topic of this thing. We move now. We move forward. We take care of business, and we got to, address Randall and Fournier addition by subtraction up in here, man, with this thing. But yeah, it's been amazing to react with this, and the chat's been absolutely on point, man. I think Knicks fans, where we're at right now, I think the level-headedness is really there in terms of us getting past this now and moving on to the next, the next big thing about to play out this season. And it's going to be fascinating. Keep an eye on it, Zorro Hudson, salute. I don't think they will, besides quickly. He had a pretty good year overall. That situation. I do think they're really high on quickly, but that's going to be a situation where he's going to be still coming off the bench. I think we'll quickly with Brunson here now. So yeah, Quickly's future is going to be a hot topic this season as well. If he really pops off the bench, it could be a situation where he's used in a bigger deal. Well, yep. DeRoss, let's not mention Randall's name till he off the team. Yep. And we've got some trolls up in here as well. Borry, we all good here. We good, fam. And the New York Knicks, we move from here. Now, come through, like I said, tomorrow as as well. Lining a guest up. You all know who he is. Just haven't organized the time, and hopefully we get that through. We'll be hopping on live, so you guys can chat. We can react to this thing with the guest as well. Very connected to the New York Knicks is this guest, and yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Get this thing popping up in here as we continue to look ahead to this season, and we're going to be talking about all the questions that remain for the New York Knicks. Where to from here? Season expectations up in here. Who are you most high on? Who's going to pop this season, man? Yeah, we're going to get it like we always do. The best chat in the biz. Appreciate you all. Salute. Yeah, Jarvis says, I'm happy for Cleveland, but I'm also happy to see our young players. Yeah, like I said, the Knicks, Cleveland, put in an offer that Utah took. At the end of the day, we ain't crying out here. We ain't crying out. I wasn't putting all my eggs in that one basket with the New York Knicks, right? It's a franchise. It's a team sport with this thing, right? Yep. So yeah, we building out here. The priority is focusing on who we have right now to this very day. Let's just develop, appreciate who we have, and who we need to clear minutes for. And then we rock from here, ladies and gentlemen. The streets are always buzzing. Well, let's get it. Hope you have a beautiful evening and a morning to come. And like I said, yeah, come through tomorrow. I'll drop the show, the time once I've confirmed. So we'll be having a great conversation with guests. Come through. Yeah. Until then, peace out. Salute. Let's get it.
Can't be serious. I mean, really though? You mean to tell me that them Voltrons went out like that? Hey, yo, Nims, let me hold this for a minute.
Bong bing, close the train doors. The broom swept, can't believe they got old Ford. Kyrie, you a problem child. Well, whole said, shit, let me move my bowels. Bong bing, this must be a dream. I thought I saw Spike with the other team. Bong bing, what we talking about? No matter who's on your team, you in the Knicks house. That playing game don't mean you won inside the playoffs. Don't even talk to the media, take that jersey off. The 4 games I'm tuned in, you had the city watching. Don't even watch Philly play, just watch James Harden. That swing pick, never mind, I let my man take him. And now Katie having nightmares of Jason Tatum. That famous line by Loaded Lux that you gon' get this work. Don't talk to me about Ben, he said his back hurt. Like Kyrie, like Steve Nash, you can take the blame. Come next year, I'm going back to playing half them games. The truth be told, we don't care about your Barclays. When it comes to the city, this here's RJ's. My young Jims right now, yeah, they on some shit. From Obi Toppin, I man your ass real quick. A line flip, no, I feel bad for Blake Griff. That's the loss you gotta take to win a championship. Now you back like the New Jersey Nets. What you thought your Final Four was cutting down the nets? Bong bing, close the train doors. The broom swept, can't believe they got old Ford. Kyrie, you a problem child. Well, Ho said, shit, let me move my bowels. Bong bing, this must be a dream. I thought I saw Spike with the other team. Bong bing, what we talking about? No matter who's on your team, you in the Knicks house.
When it comes to the city,